Does everyone remember what happened last time?
I made a diving bell.
Yeah, I was
And
very
almost
impressed with that.
drowned.
That was a very That was a very clever thing to do.
I mean, you say that, I literally put myself inside a large metal box in the ocean.
Yeah,
Yep.
probably the most dense, least likely to swim person. I mean, he was very brave.
Brave is an interesting word.
I think wasn't it as he was getting into the water, we were just like, isn't he mostly metal? So
It
now
was one of
he's
those things where
rusty.
I feel like it's typical Doc Grubbs. It's like it's intelligent enough to seem like a good idea, but he's applying intelligent theories of like I know I'll use a diving bell, but not considering the potential consequences of actions.
Hmm.
2.5 liters, eh?
2.5. That's still a lot of how. That's a lot of gherkins.
How do they look in terms of gherkins? Are they?
Is it?
Well-
Oh yeah. Is it fairly densely packed?
Well, the problem is, it's so heavily wrapped up, and I'm planning to send these on to Sam, and I'm never going to be able to do as good job at wrapping as that. So I've just had to kind of like peer in the side, and it appears they've sent me gherkin slices, and it's pretty full.
Is it a jar?
Yeah,
2.5 liter jar of gherkins.
That must be.
it might be 2.5 kilograms, but kilograms liters are basically the same, aren't they? That's my understanding.
Yeah,
It's
one,
just pure water.
Yeah, they're exactly the same, pretty
weight
much.
a gram.
Thank you. Yeah,
If
either
it's-
way,
yeah, if
two and a
it's
half
just pure
kilograms,
water.
2.5 liters. Either way,
If
Sam,
it
send me
tickles,
your
it'll be
address.
heavier.
You might get some post in the next few days.
42 Coon Ledge.
Just send it to me in text because I don't remember word.
I do not remember words.
I do not do words.
Alright, we can carry on.
Cool. So at the end, so yeah, you guys managed to ghost your way on. Well, kill everyone on the transport ship, which arrived at the warehouse for you, and then you took their place as the crew, taking the pilot hostage, and made your way. And he navigated you all the way to Project Alder, this floating sea base in the middle of the English Channel. As you arrived, everyone, so Trip, Shade, and Mr. Smith, sort of set to work on the docks, like looking around and helping unload, whilst Larry and Doc Grubbs went under the water and tried to make entrance through these little openings towards the bottom. Where do we want to start with?
Didn't we finish on the fact that Larry and I didn't drown?
Yes, you
That is
made
where
it
you finished.
at the very end. You made it through, and just as you were running out of air, you breached the water. So yeah, I suppose there's as good a place as any to start.
Like a Russian Free Willy.
On that note, I should open my character sheet.
So
I think Grubbs might be more than a baby whale.
Might be what, sorry?
Way more than a baby whale.
I mean, he's a big guy. He's probably that big.
No, but remember, you've also got to be weighed down by all of the
probably about as big
thoughts
as
of all the
porpoise.
things and horrors that you've done.
More like weighed down by my gigantic balls.
Cool. So can you? I'll roll for Larry, unless you want to do it.
No, I don't want that responsibility.
That's cool. All right, I'll roll it for him. So can you roll me perception, please, or awareness? Fuck.
This is a thing I can do. If I say that. That's a shoddy roll.
Damn, Larry.
Fucking 2 and a 4.
2 and a 4. Okay, so what you notice as you breach the surface is basically you appear to be in some sort of. It looks like submarines or submersible dock, sort of dock. You come out just in between, sort of a couple rows, about sort of 3 or 4 little submersibles, tiny little things, only big enough for like 2 or 3 people, 1 or 2 people. But you can't really see much else other than that. You can't hear any people in there with you right now.
That's convenient.
And there's a ladder getting up onto sort of this like almost like metal catwalk going over the water. It's basically like an open plan, sort of just water with the submarines laid out in a row, and then like these metal walkways suspended above the water, going in between to the edges where there's like doors and looking like panels and controls and things like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess one of the panels. So, running on instinct, there any signs that indicate where things may be, maps, anything like that? You know, like the handy fire escape this way or anything like that.
So there is. So as you make your way up onto the walkway, as I say, there's no one here around you. But what you'll notice, actually, I'll do it over here just so it's.
Now, that reminds me, I need to get out my list.
Is the fire escape just a big arrow pointing out of the doors into the sea?
Escape the fire, drown.
So essentially, it's a big square like this. You've come up. The door, the openings are sort of here and here. You came through this one, and there was a row of these little submarines lined up here. It's like the walkway there. And shoomp. And there's doors there and there. Those are just sort of normal doory doors.
That latter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome water. Cool. So yeah, as you made your way up here and you've headed over here, there is some little panels, some little controls here. There is a sign above the one onto the left which says like emergency. I think of it emergency shaft
Sure.
access here. And then towards the right one, it says access to like lifts and maintenance. And I say, with that awareness, will you also notice, whilst you've been sort of sat there perusing, you notice there's like water lapping against the submarines, and that's like sort of background noise.
Well, wait, that one was a shaft. What was the one?
That was shaft, and the other one was sort of lifts and maintenance. Yeah, you notice. You don't notice it. You hear sort of an unusual amount of splashing over towards this other area. this other watery area where the submarines aren't.
Is it Larry? Realising that he has gills and just dicking around.
No, not that bit. No, that's not Larry.
So there's splashing going on over here.
There's splashing going on over there if you wish.
This is that.
Can I decide to go over to like somewhere here and just sort of peek over the gantry and see what it is?
Okay. Roll me another awareness.
I'm expecting either some kind of sea life or a diver.
Gods.
Boom, baby.
It's a whale.
Oh, dang. Okay. Yes.
Go on.
Oh, sorry, I'm just editing
Kill
something. Cool. Can you? So basically, what you see is several very large shadows, about 3 or 4, and when you look over, they're about the same size as the submersibles over there, but they're sort of circling one another. They're about like 20, 25 feet in length. And then every now and again you will see a fin crest the water. And you manage to get sort of a look at one of these boys.
Oh. Please tell me they have
Nice.
a freaking laser
Cyber
beam on their head.
Do they have cyber tattoo down the side?
Can you roll me some zoology? Deathfish.
It's coming in useful, boys.
Just as a point of note, as soon as I notice that, I'm climbing out of the water. Pretty fucking quick.
Yeah, no, you're out of the water.
I
What
don't think
you
any of us are surprised by that.
I don't know if that's going to be enough with that fucking thing.
yeah,
it
so
has-
these bits are
it's sort of like it has
separated under the water by like a metal net, like sort of like one of those like shark nets, but a lot more like heavy duty. The submersible door to the shark enclosure is closed. The only open one was to the submersibles, and that's where you guys came out. Larry also informed, huh?
This is a bit of fucking luck.
Yeah. Well, there is reasons for that. They're not just like letting them loose randomly. But Larry does tell you that he does remember seeing some like chain sort of netting around the bottom of here, but he had no idea what that was for.
Is there a way
Yeah.
we could just flood
Yeah.
the whole place and just let the shark kill everyone?
Oh, what, like proper deep blue sea style?
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right, Dog Grabs is going to come and investigate. This.
All right, yeah. So, okay, yeah. With that zoology, these are not normal sharks.
No, really?
No, really. They appear to be. You're not sure. They're not just like classic great white sharks, because they have a slightly sort of different build to them. They appear to be like reef sharks, like white tip reef sharks or something like that. Something that seems that's a bit more sort of commonplace. But these things are bigger, longer, thicker, and they move a lot more erratically.
thicker.
You're not sure if that's because they're just a bit stir crazy, they're penned up right now, or for any other reasons.
Can we make Larry into a death fish?
It's a valid point. I'm in.
And you and when you've seen that, it makes the things on the panel make a little bit more sense, because a lot of the controls are about winching in and out of there's like winches, tracking winches on the ceiling attached to above both bays for the submersibles and the fish tank, and you assume that's for like getting specimens in and out, or getting the submersibles in and out for maintenance. And there's things for like controlling the doors and netting and like perimeters.
Can you,
Okay.
can you put
Yeah.
one of the submersibles in with the sharks just to see what they do?
Sharks can't breathe out of water, can they?
Nope.
Normal
I mean-
sharks can't.
I mean, with your zoology roll, you see that they do still have traditional gills,
But so does
And
Larry.
and you
So
know
it means
that
shit all now.
and you know that sharks need to be able to they need to continue swimming in order to get water rushing past their gills so they can quote unquote breathe.
That's
So-
true, isn't it? Yeah. Like if a shark
there
stops
a-
moving forward, it dies.
Yeah, that's why they swim while they're asleep.
Yeah.
Is there a? Assuming there's some kind of in my head I'm thinking like a fucking grabber game of just like pick the shark.
Yeah,
But before you do that, can you just put a submersible in with them and just see what they do to it? Because I'm curious to see if they'll kill a submersible thing.
on the side on the wall over here, you see like one of those like in case of emergency break glass containers, and
Glass
it's
is already broken.
it's fully intact, but they just appear. They've got what appears to be a long pole, kind of like a harpoon. And next to it are three look like syringes.
Tornado?
You're a medical man, so you know that they're auto-inject syringes, and they
Who
look
is-
like they can be affixed to the end of the harpoon.
Where is all this wind coming from?
Oh, I don't
Sorry,
know.
it's all I can hear. I don't know who it's from.
Oh, that's my fan. Right, nice. I'll turn it off. There we go.
Sorry, it just it was deafening.
Nah,
My bad. My bad.
Boil with the
basically,
rest
yeah.
of us.
like a break glass cabinet on the wall, which has what appears to be some sort of harpoon with
Yeah,
three
okay.
auto-inject syringes
Got it. Is
of
it
mysterious liquid. Sorry?
is it alarmed or is it just a bit of glass?
No, it's quite calm.
It appear it does not appear alarmed. I mean, smashing stuff will make noise, but no more than that. It has on the wall behind the wall, like next to it, has basic instructions how to attach. It's basically just you like screw it onto the thing. But yeah, no, that doesn't appear to.
All right. Well, for starters, Doc Grubbs is going to break the glass gently,
Uh-huh.
carefully remove the harpoon and load in one of the things, and then pocket the other two injected vials.
Okay. So yeah, you've got what? Okay, you've got what appears to be a possible tranquilizer harpoon with two sort of reloads.
That's pretty good.
Keep in mind as well, being a medical man, you'll know about like dosages and things, so you can surmise this is built to tranquilize the giant, possibly engineered mega sharks, and you don't know what effect they might have on a human being or anything else for that matter.
Fairly safe to assume it's not going to be good. I mean, to be honest.
Probably not for that person.
So, Doc Grubbs is going to load up one of the syringe tips and go fishing.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're just gonna try and get one of the sort of nab one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming the pole's long enough that he's kind of more of a stab.
Yeah, no, it's like
So it's kind of,
it's like 10 foot long. Like you,
yeah,
it's,
so it's not a. I'm
it's
assuming-
designed to be used from like the walkway, so you can like jab down.
Yeah, not made it difficult.
Yeah.
Cool, let's do that.
Okay, can you? That's just for fun. Can you roll me some melee? Or
I can roll melee.
I didn't expect this to be how Doc Grubbs dies.
Poking a shark was a fucking.
Yeah, to be honest, eaten by a cyber shark, pretty good way to go.
Can confirm.
Can't envy him that.
I mean, all I've got to do is like touch it.
Okay, let me just see. Okay, so he dodges he dodges for a little bit. It's difficult to get a bead on him, but eventually you do manage to get one. He looks like one of the smaller ones. Yeah, you manage to trank him, and sort of 5-10 minutes go by, and he starts visibly slowing.
All right. Well, as soon as he starts slowing down, I'm going to get my little claw.
Uh-huh.
I want to whip him out of the water as soon as I can, basically.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, the panel isn't like hasn't got any like security on it. It is just able to use it. It's just basically a difficult thing, like a little crane game thing. Roll me heavy machinery just to see how quickly you manage to like get him out of there. Okay. Okay, so
It explodes.
you do it. This winch, as opposed to the submersible winch, appears to have like not like padding, but kind of like rubberized ends to it. So it's not like just pure metal on it. It's meant to be a little bit gentle. But even so, as you do it, you don't go quite deep enough, and it appears to like jab into one side of its gills. But you don't really notice until you start hauling it up. So it's there, but by the time you lift it up, it is bleeding a fair bit out of the gills on the left side.
Nice. So can I drop it onto the walkway?
Yeah. Okay.
Drop it over here. I'm going to presumably be a safe distance away. And just dump him down here somewhere.
Yeah, you flop him on there. He's almost completely out now. He's very like lethargic. Even so, he still like thrashes a bit, just like instinct being sort of out of the water.
Doc is going to calmly stand there and with his arms folded and watch this animal die.
You, on closer inspection, you do see that there appears to be a few cybernetics mixed in there. Like you can see it in the eyes a little bit. You can see just behind that sort of telltale sort of like glinting of what might be like a cyber eye. You don't know if that's like a like they've installed that so they can sort of see the shark's viewpoint of things. You don't know if that's the only thing, but you do notice some cybernetics. You also do notice that this thing is bulgy. You know those pictures? Have you seen those pictures of the dogs who have that thing where they develop too much muscle?
Oh, hedge dogs, yeah.
Yeah, the really hench dogs.
They are terrifying.
Imagine it's basically a shark with that. It's like usually sharks are really like corded, like they're very like streamlined torpedo shaped. This shark doesn't seem very like torpedo shaped. He seems like bulgy and lumpy and like you see like corded muscle coming down the thing. It doesn't seem natural, that you can tell. But yeah, after 10 or so minutes, it definitely stills and doesn't appear to be moving.
It's just waiting for you to get closer. It's gonna get you.
Fucking yeah.
I mean, if anyone's seen Deep Blue Sea, then...
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting now.
So,
Yeah,
does,
Sam.
So I have a pet shark now.
is it dead yet?
You think it might be.
Go closer and find out.
Roll zoology again. Because telling a shark's dead is different to other animals because it doesn't breathe. Okay. You know that most fish will just thrash as much as it's able to if it's on dry land, unless it's dead. You don't know how much the tranquilizers may have numbed that, may have like deadened that instinct a little bit. So, but you're fairly sure that this thing wouldn't be moving. Would be only be still if it was dead.
I've still got the claw on it, haven't I?
Yeah, it's still just above
Does that go-
like around it.
Is that a fairly powerful claw?
Yes.
Can I close the claw as much as possible?
Yeah, it doesn't. It's designed. It has fail safe, so it can't go. It can't just like pinch the thing in half.
Damn.
But it does squeeze it very tightly, and it appears to be cutting into it. What you would think would be very painfully. It does actually start thrashing around a little bit more of that.
Oh, good.
Damn it!
Which is very clever.
It's like putting needles through someone's nose. Just make sure this bitch is dead before I approach.
But
We have a
then
metal arm,
another,
it'll be
like,
fine.
after another bit, this seems to the bleeding that was happening from the gills definitely like increases much more now, and then appears to definitely slow, and then finally it stops.
All right, I'm gonna whip out my silence pistol and just double tap it in between the eyes for good measure,
Okay. Yep.
and then approach it and kind of poke it with the back of a 10-foot pole and just see if it moves. Just like I do not want to be eaten by a semi-dead cyber shark.
It is dead.
It
It
is
is
dead.
not moving. It is
All right.
done.
Until you touch it with your bare skin.
All right, it's on record, Ed. I'm going to be very upset if this thing bites my arm off in a minute.
I'm so happy, Ed. So happy.
Now,
I don't got-
You got arms to spare.
Wait, can it have a final death throw and just push him into the wall with the rest of them?
Richard, when you said when he touches it with his bare skin, do you mean like his actual skin or the bare skin that he
It's
actually
just like
Both.
flaps the best at it.
All right, Doc Grubbs is going to
Just drapes the bare skin over the shark. I've made something new.
He's going to approach it, and can I roll a perception check to see if is it definitely dead?
I'm not gonna make you roll. You're like fairly. You've done as much as you can to make sure this thing is dead.
All right, that's great. I shot it in the head. I've fucking
You
taken
shot it in the head. You squeezed the life out of it.
Right, let's get to it. I want to, as much as possible, just fucking bag load of shark teeth, and just sort of examine it for the largest kind of decent sized patch of skin that's not broken, and like get a nice patch of shark skin.
How big is this patch? Are you thinking?
I mean, as big as is reasonable, I guess. I'm looking. I mean, I need a bit that's not been like pierced by a claw or something.
I was gonna say the front and middle end are like portions are pretty like fucked. The tail is fairly well intact, so you're able just to cut a big chunk out of the back of that off. That's probably like a good like 3 foot long, sort of like 3 foot by 1 foot rectangle of like shark skin that you managed to find uninterrupted. It does appear to have. Now you're looking closely. There are the wounds from you shooting it and the claw, but there appears to be other scars, like old scars and gashes. You don't know if that appears to be like fighting with the others.
Okay.
But yeah, you managed to get a bunch of teeth out.
A fucking bag of
I'm
shark.
gonna say I'm gonna say you've got a bag of. You've got a
shark
couple
has lots of teeth.
full of big shark teeth.
Is there any obvious cybernetics that would be easy enough to kind of just hack out quickly and chuck in my rucksack?
cyber fins for Larry?
And he just comes back next week and we're like, you don't have arms anymore.
You are now a shark.
Where are you looking?
I'm going to concentrate on its fins, its eyes, and its mouth.
Okay, so nothing in the fins. That seems very organic. The mouth, similar story, appears quite organic. the eyes, the left one, definitely on closer inspection, definitely is a cyber eye of some kind. So yeah, you're able to pop that out. It appears to have some kind of attachment that goes deeper into the brain itself, and is
So it
sort of
hasn't got-
planted in there.
Hasn't got laser beams attached to his head.
It does not, I'm afraid. I mean, you don't know. It might have lasers that shoot out of the eye, but not that you can obviously see. Unfortunately, where you sort of double tapped it in the head, the rest of the implant that was in the brain is fucked.
All right, that'll do.
Get the next one.
Okay, so that probably took you about, I'm guessing about like 20 to 30 minutes. This whole affair by the time you got it out of the water. And Tilly, move.
Swank. All right, I've got enough to do. I guess that's probably a good time. Then I'm going to get Larry to gather our things.
Yeah,
can I gut it? Anything interesting inside it?
Okay.
Just fucking plunge my power.
So I tried to.
Just plunge my power fist through its side and kind of pull its side open and just see if there's anything interesting inside of it.
Yeah, so you plunge into the guts and then just rip it out. There appears to be... Roll an awareness check.
I can do this.
Ooh, and a final zoology.
That's not meant to be there.
You
Fuck, this is a
realise
shark.
there's actually a tiny man in there.
By Jove.
It's Larry. He's been eaten by a shark.
Yeah, you open it up, and it appears, from what you know about shark and fish anatomy, it seems fairly run-of-the-mill, obviously like bigger and to scale with the rest of its body, but there's nothing else, and you don't find anything else really in there. No.
Okay, no cyber organs or anything.
No.
Alright, I guess I'll just take... yeah, what the fuck, I'll take his heart.
Cool.
What you should also do is lick the brain. I've
You've got
heard,
mutant shark
that
heart.
goes well.
I've heard that is the strongest part of an animal.
I have heard that too.
Okay, Larry's.
Alright, let's crack on.
Cool,
So,
okay.
yeah, other than that, I'm done with that. I'll quickly...
Crack
Oh, what I'm going to do is
Yeah.
put the claw back where it was and then just kick the entire corpse over the side and watch the other sharks go fucking nuts.
Yeah, no, as soon as you do, all the fucking water just turns crimson, and it is just froth with the things thrashing and fighting over the carcass of its fallen brethren.
Mr. Smith is aroused, but doesn't know why.
Something has died.
Something hot is happening.
Speaking of which, what are you guys doing? So that's taken Doc Grubbs and Larry a little while. What are you guys doing? So, Mr. Smith, you went into what was it? It was Bubble 2, wasn't it? It was
Yeah, I went looking for the bathroom and ended up in the office or something.
yeah, you went in. So it was like it appeared like a big warehouse. So there was the big rolly door, like automatic rolly door, and next to that was a smaller sort of like normal little door. You went through that where the guy indicated the toilet was. There was a little, looks like warehouse sort of like office / break room, where it's got like I had like one terminal, a door, a window leading out onto the rest of the warehouse, which appears to be holding for animals, and then another little door which went through to the little toilet. But yeah, you didn't really see anyone in there. Trip and Shade are still helping the pilot and the warehouse worker unload some of the gear.
Trip just says to Shade, I've I feel like I've zoned out for a few hours. Where are we?
That is a very good question. The smart people made some choices, and now we have a boat.
Right. Okay. And then I proceed to continue to help Shade.
Yeah, which is, I guess, just continuing to unload, and I'm imagining wander into the warehouse.
How many people are near us? Like potential sorry, not victims, enemies.
So there's only so this dock isn't like busy. It's only you dropping off a small shipment. Your ship isn't massive,
But it's ours.
so it's just the warehouse supervisor. You think from the bubble 2 there, and just the pilot from the ship helping you guys out. But yeah, it doesn't take you long at all because I mean you only managed to load up like 2 pallets of stuff before
Things.
I think Grubs ruined it all, and then we just stabbed everyone.
Oh yeah, that was it. He's hiding under the little like bear skin with the other dead bears.
Yeah.
I like poked his head through, shot.
Got his fucking head off.
Yeah, so before that happened, you guys only managed to the guys had only loaded up 2 or 3 pallets.
I guess can we just ask the guy where he wants it to go?
Yeah.
He just says, "Oh, just leave it here. Some of the other guys will turn up with a forklift and organise where it needs to go." And it's not going here. We were waiting on.
Wait, we have a forklift on the boat. We can do it.
Yeah.
So
by we I mean Trip can do it. I have not got my forklift license.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I don't mind doing it. It saves us going back and dealing with the shit show that's back at the lab.
Yeah, we just want to stay away from the warehouse while they work out who killed all the animals.
Yeah.
All right,
clear up the glass explosion.
He's like, yeah, all right, mate. Cheers. Yeah, that one's going over to. So that one's going over to number 8, I think, which is just sort of like sort of technical stores. He tells you. Tilly, out of my fucking way.
It's for no reason the furthest bubble from where you are, making your escape harder.
So he like points you out, and you can see. Fuck Jesus, Tilly, fuck off.
Okay.
My cat.
No. We can see Tilly. Jesus, Tilly.
Jesus, Tilly. All hail. Yeah, he directs you over to number 8. Right. So who's taking that over there?
I will. You said it was a technical area.
Yeah, it was just technical stores over that way. He just.
Can I just sit on the back of the
direction.
forklift?
Sorry?
I'll just sit on the back of the forklift, like I'm just getting a lift over, and no one will ever know.
So is Mr. Smith? Have you come? Where are you? You come out? Have you come?
Let's face it.
Well, yes, but no, I was in the office space area generally, nosing around for anything that looked valuable or financial that I could swipe.
Not really. There's a computer terminal in there, but there's no.
One of these computers, eh?
I mean,
Well, I'll give it a bash. I think I can figure these things. I'm gonna try and, in his own words, hack the mainframe.
Okay.
I've seen 5H4D3 do these things, and he is not that bright. So
Shade suddenly shivers and doesn't know
I know
why.
you don't have any like technical skills, so can you just roll me
all.
a general tech roll?
Yes.
There's a little bit of me that really wants you to do this.
Bad. It's not good.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to open it. You manage to like
victory.
open it, and then it comes to a login screen. You try password.
Yep. Good.
Just in the like username field, you just type the password.
It's like, oh well, I'll try my log on first.
No, unfortunately, you aren't able to gain access to it just yet.
Stand by it.
When you said
But
open
yeah,
it, I can just imagine him pulling off the front of the screen and just going, "Is this? Am I doing it?
I have hacked it.
Look, I can see the
yeah.
wires."
That's all there was to that, I'm afraid.
Excellent. I stand by it still.
So have you returned back to the ship?
Yeah, I will start moseying on back to where other people are. Presumably at this point, they drive past me joyriding on a fucking forklift.
Yeah, so you
That
you
still
exit
might or
just
might not
as-
be covered in blood.
Just as Trip and Shade are leaving the pilot and the dock worker by themselves. And you come back. So Trip and Shade. So you basically, these main bubbles sort of attach to the main bubble by these big sort of metal walkways, and there's a big sort of metal walkway rim sort of around the main bubble that appears like the main thoroughfare for like goods and equipment, like big heavy duty equipment. There are doors dotted around of various sizes along the exterior of the bubble, and this is where you start seeing people. You see a couple people just outside, just getting some air. You see some just sort of what look like technical workers in overalls and with like tool belts and things like that. You see a couple like security guards, like just like a couple just patrolling around, looking a bit sort of disinterested. And then you see quite a lot of quite a lot. You see like 3 or 4 lab technicians or doctors or of some kind in lab coats and sort of scientific equipment, sort of getting a bit of fresh air out here with it being a nice day. But are you heading past those two? Bubble 8?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No,
I'd like to know if we can see somewhere where we might be able to find our own lab coats. Because at the moment, I'm still... Oh, actually, no. I'm still wearing the uniform,
Yeah,
aren't I?
we're both dressed up as guards.
You're both dressed as guards right now.
Which makes it maybe
Cool.
kind of weird that we're doing all this lackey work, but you know.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
if anybody asks, we can always like talk about the fact that there's drama going on at the docks, so...
And we just wanted to get away.
Yeah, the guy did give you a bit of a weird look, but he wasn't going to turn down someone doing his job for him, so...
Yeah, we'll just... I
A
mean, like,
sneaky
if anybody
fucker.
asks, we're skiving, let's face it.
Yeah.
This is where, for some reason, that's so much worse for us.
Being lazy is almost always more acceptable than anything else.
Okay, so you head... so as you're heading around the rim of the little walkway, going clockwise around it, you pass Bubble 1, which is where you see the majority of these people hanging out. But it's not just the lab technicians. There's a couple of guys hanging around the sort of the rim, sort of around Bubble 1, getting some air. So you don't know. You couldn't really see, but it looks like the other places aren't as densely populated as Bubble 1. So you don't know if they're like storage and warehousing, and Bubble 1 being more like quarters and living area.
It's just one giant common room bubble.
Can we try and find somewhere
A
where
lot of ping pong tables.
Shay can hack in? That's kind of what I want to find.
That's kind of what I was
nothing-
hoping with Bubble 8. Like, inside, once we're dropping stuff off, there might be a
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah, there's nothing on the exterior. It's all sort of like just open air, like metal grating, metal walkways. So yeah, nothing. But when you do pull up to Warehouse 8 with your 2 pallets, on your forklift.
I can't believe they requisitioned a forklift for those.
I mean, they're big.
Yeah.
And lab equipment's fucking heavy. Yeah, you get it there. You're met. There's a guy sort of on a smoke break by the looks of it, just outside the doors to it, and he just looks you over. I mean, you could sort of. It seems like he was expecting an arrival of stuff, and
we have stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Have you got the? Oh wait, no, I've got it here. So he like pulls up like a manifest of what he's expecting, and he inspects the boxes. And he goes, okay, one, two, three. And he inspects like the big stickers and the packaging on them, and sort of nods to himself, and he goes, all right, that looks good. Yeah, just head on in, and just drop it in the middle there. We'll sort it out in a sec. Is the rest of it coming?
Yeah. It'll be along. Like they're just trying to get some more forklifts to get it together.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be waiting for you. And so he just sort of like waves you off and sort of like expecting you just to sort of drive off and go get the rest of his stuff. But that's all you had, unfortunately.
Yeah. Is it busy inside the warehouse?
When he opens the big automatic warehouse doors, you see as you go inside to drop off the gear that there does appear to be like 3 or 4 guys around, just sort of moving to and fro, dropping stuff off. It is like a warehouse, so there's not like a lot of active work that needs doing there. So they're mainly just sort of, like moving stuff around and like organizing things and like preparing all like stuff to get shipped around. And
is it just a guy moving the same thing from shelf to shelf, trying to look busy?
There's a lot of busy work going on. I mean, you see into like the little common room. There's like there's only one guy outside in the actual warehouse, but the rest of them, like the two or three other guys, are just in the little common room, just sort of chilling out, just having a sit down, having a coffee, not really doing much.
Do we match outfits with everyone in there?
No, you guys are dressed up as security guards. They're like warehouse workers, so they've just got like. So you guys are in all black, sort of tactical gear, and they're like just in sort of greyish sort of jumpsuits, with like little tool belts with some basic gear on them. But otherwise, like, I mean, there is a uniform, but they're not like as crisp and like tactical as you guys. They are very much like just manual laborers.
Right.
I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Do you have smoke grenades?
I think I do
I
have a
don't-
smoke grenade. Let me have a little look. See.
Because I think I have a thermite grenade, but I don't think that's what we want.
You may not.
I have a fatal gas grenade, but no actual smoke grenade. I have 2 normal grenades.
I think you turn most of your smoke grenade, like your
Yeah.
gas grenades, into
Oh,
poisonous.
Ram's still got some normal ones.
Could I
Long
make
way.
could I make a smoke grenade?
Well, all I'm thinking is if we
I mean-
make something look like it's leaking, then as security guards we can evacuate people from this bubble, and just make them
Good
leave.
idea.
And then we've got a bubble.
And we can settle down.
It's either
Yeah,
that, or you
so-
just use the forklift to knock everything over, and that's our distraction.
I mean, I would say probably there's no way that you would know, especially without any sort of equipment or time, to unfatalize a fatal gas grenade. You can set it off, but just be aware of what its potential consequences might be.
I
on
mean,
anyone
we
who's
have gas
exposed to it.
masks, and we don't give a shit about anyone else.
Yeah.
So I get we could do that. It might be a waste of the grenade, but
I mean, I also just have a normal grenade.
Are we still in radio contact?
Yeah, I mean they've just been sort of probably hearing you just like grunting and butchering this fucking junk. It's
He's just got like comms
He's
open.
having a really nasty shite, or he's doing something.
Hey, Trip.
Either way, Mr. Smith is rock hard right now.
Oh, you cannot believe.
And yes, Grubs.
Consider accident or smoke me tractor in your garage.
I mean, I don't feel like that's a bad thing.
Just heads up.
I guess it depends how visible the smoke is from outside the bubble. Are the bubbles just see-through?
No, they've got like plastic sheeting on it, like as you can see here, but it's more.
Is it kind of sort of opaque?
It's quite
rather
opaque. It's not like frosted. You don't know if it's all like
Stay
solar
frosted.
panels. It almost looks like. So we catch the air, catch the light, and get a bit of extra energy. But yeah, you can't see through it.
Okay. So, me and Shade, is there anything around that we could use to cause a distraction?
Make an awareness roll.
I mean, worst comes to worst, we can just knock shit over with a forklift. I've
Yeah,
seen a YouTube video of someone doing it. It's fucking hilarious.
I've seen that exact video. It is pretty top.
There's a couple. I saw the one of the guy dropped it like a Pepsi. I think it was a Pepsi like warehouse, and just everything fucking went, and it just exploded.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is you know that those guys don't have jobs anymore, but it's really
Yeah.
funny.
I mean, once they cleaned it up,
Yeah, there's just them in this giant
that'd be the
fucking
biggest
warehouse, just
kick in
like,
the balls.
oh, please, I just want to go home. No. Yeah, I haven't cleaned up all the Pepsi yet.
I would just walk out at that point. That's I'd be like, I'm done.
So Trip, you actually notice with your brain sort of thinking of sort of gas, and you sort of internally just sort of went like, oh shit, it's a fatal one. Like, so you're like casting around, and there's a couple of things. There's a couple of fire extinguishers on the walls dotted around that you can see, but you know that people might notice those for what they are.
Yeah.
If you were to just set one off. You do actually notice a sign for liquid nitrogen
I like that
in
sign.
here.
That's a good
And
sign.
you can see as you just sort of peer around, like sort of down that aisle, that there's a lot of what look to be sort of gas canisters or canisters for liquid nitrogen and possibly some other sort of essential gases and things. There's a couple other ones that you. Well, actually, yeah. Do you know any? Do you have any points in chemistry or anything like that?
In chemistry,
Or biology?
no, I don't. I have 3 points in teaching and 3 in education, but nothing specifically in chemistry.
I'm going to say probably then you wouldn't have any way that you would know what they're for. But there's a couple other canisters of other, what appears to be of other stuff.
Are they labeled?
Would composition
They're
help
labeled, but they're labeled.
to know what they're made of?
Can I see anything with just a straight F on it anywhere?
Straight F.
Just an F. Like
Think so.
You're looking
like
for someone to
F
pay
for-
respects.
good. Well done. No, like F for Freddy, or like fluorine, for example.
Flammable.
Fluorine in particular.
Can I say anything with a skull and crossbones on it?
I don't think so.
Damn.
Not that you can see there.
Damn. Okay.
But yeah, no. So there are some gas canisters of various things, or liquid nitrogen, which you think. I mean, you've got some general knowledge. I mean, you worked as a roadie, kind of, for using Big Russian. So you know, like, about
Oh, you'll become familiar with
dry ice
fluorine.
that liquid nitrogen can be quite fun.
Yeah.
especially in pressurized canisters, which appears.
What if we drop the lab equipment on it? And then we can be like, the lab equipment's leaking. Everyone should leave. Or, worst comes to worst, we're just going to have to kill them all.
Whereabouts is the liquid nitrogen container compared to where I currently am?
It's just down one of the aisles. Like I say, there's only one other.
Would it be relatively easy to, quote unquote, accidentally pierce it with the forklift?
It's kept out of the way specifically. I think for those reasons, they're kept out of the way of the main thoroughfare. But you could just drive the forklift over there.
Could I
and
make it
we're
look
just
like an
and we're
accident
guards,
almost?
so we shouldn't be driving forklifts anyway.
Exactly. But could I make it look like an accident? Or is it
Yeah.
very much like an intentional thing, do you reckon?
It's like one of the most
Yeah.
frequent sentences we ever say. Can I make it look like an accident?
No, most of the time we don't give a shit. Let's face it.
A lot of the time, we are
actually,
just
also
stabbing people and stabbing
You
people. And stabbing
Yeah,
people.
so I'm gonna just point out the liquid nitrogen to Shade, drive the truck and try and pierce the forklift and try and pierce the liquid
Okay.
nitrogen.
I like the idea you pointed out to Shade. He like nods knowingly and pulls out his knife like stab in time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm
sure.
gonna try and make sure that it doesn't like pierce it in the way
where it explodes.
it gets me. Like that it gets me.
Okay, if you're trying to like finesse it, then I'm gonna say roll some like heavy machinery then, because this is gonna be how you're trying to just nick it, but so that it's not gonna hit you. So that's quite like a skill shot almost.
Okay, I'm gonna put in some luck. Didn't need to.
Oh damn! Yeah, you manage it. So you put your foot down. Shade almost falls off the back there. But you just there's sort of a row of them down the side of the aisle there, and you just sort of gash the prong of the forklift after you put those two pallets down, just along like three of them. And they just start making a really piercing, like hissing sound. And there's just what appears to be sort of like just sort of opaque white gas sort of escaping out of them.
How dangerous would it be to walk through that?
Very, very.
Okay.
I think if you just walked through it, not too bad.
You freeze.
Yeah, but I think if you just went through it super quick, like if you just walked, it's like, when you pass like your finger through a flame, I think if you stood in front of it, it would be very bad.
I don't know,
If
I've
you
heard it'll
pass through
freeze
really
your dick
quickly,
off.
what would happen is your body heat would evaporate it, which would be very close to where it is, so that it creates a barrier between it, but it goes away very quickly. In the same way that you can, when you drop a bit of hot of liquid, like water, into a really hot pan and it floats on there for a bit, it would be like that for a little bit.
Yeah, I think.
But-
Skin will
Yeah,
be
that's
like
fine.
a hot pan.
I mean, you're not touching it right now because you succeeded in not managing to
Exactly.
get yourself caught in it. So
That's the thing. I was
so
kind
it's
of considering just like diving through it.
except for morbid
I wouldn't do that.
curiosity, hopefully you
Yeah.
won't have to find out.
And say it's minus 196 degrees. I think that would probably give you some pretty nasty freeze burns pretty fast.
But
Oh yeah,
what
no,
I'm
it'd be
gonna
quick,
do
but if you like,
Okay, I won't do it then.
is that
Freeze
I'm-
my dick off then. Sorry,
I will
mum.
put my gas mask on because we're about to get an awful lot of nitrogen gas in here as this evaporates.
Okay.
I will do the same because Trip did it.
And I will
Okay.
tell the Sonny, be like, "Oh God, everybody, get out now! Get out now!"
Yeah, so as soon as they hear the hissing, the guy who was out front on his smoke break runs through, as well as the other guy who was there. As soon as they see what's happening, they start going, "Oh fuck, fuck, fuck!" And then they hit one of the fire alarms, and then sort of just evacuate.
I didn't really think
all
about the whole
guys out
fire
there.
alarm thing. They're gonna have like an
so-
actual response thing for this.
It's not a real
So-
fire, though, is it? They're gonna come in here trying to get rid of a fire.
Yeah, but you can't have alarms for every single eventuality.
You may not be able to.
I would have a liquid.
I would have
Liquid
a
nitrogen
fire,
alarm,
a forklift
rabid
accident
dog
alarm, cyber shark alarm.
political
That's the
upheaval
important one.
alarm.
Brexit
A
alarm.
Morris lizard alarm.
Yeah, so we'll come back to that in a sec. Mr. Smith,
Howdy.
you've rejoined the pilot and the dock worker back on the back next to the ship, and he's finished unloading, and he's just sort of not like twiddling his thumbs, but he's sort of looking a little bit. Actually, roll me some human perception.
Yep. Hang on.
Okay. Yeah, the pilot guy is looking really jittery. He's looking sort of between. His eyes are sort of flashing between you and the sort of dock supervisor or the warehouse supervisor guy.
Seduce him.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
you sort of get the vibe he's getting a little bit antsy, or that he might try and do something silly.
Okay, so right, I'm just thinking practically. What I want to do is, because there's two of them, I just want to act as calm and cool and chill as possible, so that they're not at all freaked out, and just go and make small talk with the lovely gentleman.
Which
Just-
one?
Yeah, the one who looks the most jittery, I suppose.
The pilot guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
So the
pilot,
guy who's
yeah.
your hostage.
Oh shit, yeah, he was a hostage. wasn't he?
I've realised
Yeah,
that we
so-
literally just left him alone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was.
Yeah.
Find out what
Because we weren't too worried because of Trip being there, but Trip ain't there no more. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I will just go and, chill with him and try and keep him as calm as possible. Yeah, just casual small talk about, you got any plans for the weekend, anything like that.
Okay. Are you trying to do this like all like chummy? Are you trying to just like calm him down and?
I'm trying to calm him down and win him over to our side and just make him think that there's nothing he needs to be worried about. It's all going fine, yeah.
Okay,
This is nothing. Don't worry.
Okay. Roll me some persuasion and fast talk.
Ooh, that's a bad time for a fun, boys.
That's a spicy fumble.
Ooh. I accept my
Okay.
fate.
I'm trying to think of any other way that can kind of go. Okay, yeah, no, he looks between you, and you sort of like put your arm around him and sort of started walking sort of just down the walkway a little bit as you're sort of chatting with him, trying to sort of get him over, but you can tell that this has just sort of freaked him out a little bit, even more so. He's sort of think he's starting to think that now that his usefulness has run out, that you're gonna try and get rid of him and get rid of any
Not
witnesses.
wrong, but still.
So as you've been talking to him, the warehouse supervisor just calls over to you. He's like, so I mean, if that's it, I imagine you guys will be heading off then. I take it.
Yeah, we'll be heading off soonish. Just gotta wait for my colleagues to come back from wherever they went off. I saw them on a, forklift, wherever they get back.
Is that when the alarm starts going off?
Yeah. So as you take your arm away from around the guy, just to
shit.
sort of respond to that guy,
Yeah,
and in
yeah.
that moment, that's when he sort of looks around, he sort of thinks like, this is my chance. He just like leaps forward, and goes, they kidnapped me! They kidnapped me! They're not real! They're not real!
Can I immediately just try and shoot him?
Okay, so he's stepped forward,
Yeah.
like in front of you to like run over to the warehouse
Yeah.
guy. So you're shooting him. Did you say you're shooting him in the head?
Yeah, just wherever I can
okay,
get
roll
him,
me
preferably
an
head,
attack.
but yeah. Attack. Oh god, sorry, I don't do
So you-
attacks. Give me a
So
moment.
you whip out your
Ah, here it is. Can I add luck to this, or is this just I
yeah,
roll
that's
it?
fine. Yeah, you can
Ooh.
add luck to anything.
Okay. I have got how many points of luck do I even have? I have 7. I'll add like 4 to this. I think I kind of need these.
Hmm.
Is that
Yeah.
good?
Yeah, no, it's good enough because
Okay, good.
it's a -3 for a cold shot that you shoot him in the head, but he's at
Yep.
point blank, so you cap him in the back of the head, and he so as he starts freaking out and
Yep.
trying to scurry over to the warehouse supervisor for sort of like protection almost. The warehouse supervisor, you just calmly pull out your pistol, aim at the back of his head, and just blast his brains all over the warehouse supervisor. He just taken out a cigarette and was just about to light it, and then he just sort of like, oh.
Okay. Now, before he panics and freaks out, I'll just want to kind of casually look at him and go, "Your choice how today ends for you, mate."
Okay. Roll intimidate
Yep.
with a +3.
Okay, I'm also gonna blow all the rest of my luck because I really don't want to fuck this. So that's +3 from that. I'll blow the other 3 points of my luck. So that's a 6. Really not the time for a fumble. Yes, Smithy boy.
Okay.
He remembers every time he's ever intimidated a new intern.
Oh, I'm good at that.
I think it really helps
Okay.
to intimidate someone when you shoot someone else in the head in front of them.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah,
if they're
probably
covered in blood, I think that is a weak spot to push
I mean,
up.
you.
and brains, let's face it.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, this has gone real. He was not expecting this when he woke up in the morning. Okay, so he looks at you just completely in shock, and just it takes him a couple seconds of like looking at you and looking back down at the guy, and then like he reaches a hand up to his face and just like pulls away a bit of something, and he goes like, okay, please don't hurt me.
All right, I'm just really quickly checking my inventory to see, because I'm trying to think. Yeah, because the problem, I was thinking like, oh, I could get him to tie himself up or something like that. But in my inventory, I have, a cell phone, a spare tie, business cards, gas grenades, and $3,000 worth of drugs. Apparently.
I mean, you can. I mean, it's fairly.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking, are there like cable ties or something nearby?
There aren't cable ties around us.
Yeah.
Actually, there probably is in a warehouse, you would imagine, but then you'd have to end up trotting them over there.
No.
Because this is a dock. I mean, even though this is
yeah,
like
shit,
high
that's
tech
right.
and everything else like that,
Cyber rope.
there is cyber rope around. There's just big like reams of rope and shipping rope and
All right.
You can always
yeah.
pull the pin on one of those smoke grenades and just toss it to him, and then he'll have to hold it.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Trip in my brain. No, 5H43 in my brain. Sorry, characters and all that. That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Just imagine you heard that, but there's a lot of panic and an alarm in the background.
Just chaos, and then oh, hang on, I have an idea for you, Smithy.
My idea
Yeah,
as well. It's
can
working
I-
out so well.
Yeah, can I? Because I've just got fatal gas grenades, don't I? Interesting. Yeah, I suppose can I with the gun and everything like that, have him tie himself up, and I'll make sure it's not a complete piss job, basically.
Where are you tying him up?
I just kind of want him tied up in the boat.
Okay,
what I'm
so
thinking.
you lead him back onto the boat. You take him into one of the little holding bit, on a cargo hold, and you find like a sturdy support beam.
Yeah. And I'm taking his cigarettes as well.
And then Okay, you take. Are you leaving the body just like sat on the docks there?
That's my thinking is now I'm going to go and haul up as much of the body as I can without getting my suit too bloody. Because there's probably a decent amount of viscera.
Okay, so you're.
Is there like a sheet or something I could just throw down, like some kind of shipping sheet? I don't know.
Oh well, just a tarpaulin.
Just a piece of tarp, something to cover the blood.
Okay, so you march the guy back into the cargo hold. You find like a sturdy support beam. Can you just roll me a tech roll just to see how well you like tie him up?
Good idea, but okay. Tech.
I'd say because that's the only thing.
Nobody's gonna know knots. It's gonna be Mr. Smith. Fucking deviant.
I mean, he
Oh
wasn't.
yeah, that's true. Could I use my sexual deviance?
Could I use seduce?
You know what? Actually,
Yes.
I'm gonna say you probably have. Yeah, if knots were a skill, you would probably have some points into it. So, actually, yeah, tying up someone. Actually, I'm gonna.
Do you want me to
you're
roll
fairly
seduction
proficient.
instead?
Yeah, why not? Because I would say that would be that'd be an applicable skill here. Why not? Fuck it, yeah. Let me see.
I tie him up by instinct. I kiss him on the forehead and think, hang on, no, wait, whatever, roll with it.
That's surprisingly essential.
He gets a little bit weirded out because you kind of like hog-tied him, but like with his hands and his legs like tied up behind him.
Yeah,
But
and I'm
it's
just
like-
looking at him thinking like, God, I need to get laid.
You produce a ball gag from just appears to be the ether.
I was gonna say, out of all the people, you'd figure
Don't ask where this has been.
he'd be the one that would have something like a rag doused in chloroform. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's what the $3,000 of drugs is. Yeah.
Yeah, you managed to do a handy job of that. It only takes you 10 minutes whilst you're doing that.
Yeah.
This is a sort of a dock bit. I mean, it is at the ocean, so that the loud bang from the gun was sort of muted by the waves, and
Distance
I mean,
alarms.
people were already. I mean, you seem to think that people were sort of wouldn't have really noticed a large bang from because you were clattering around like forklifts and stuff like that. So it's not an out of place noise necessarily, and it's a fairly low caliber weapon. So I'd say like no one, and because you're just in on the dock, but there's no one like around right next to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you make it back up onto the thing. There are some tarpaulins that you have on the ship for keeping cargo sort of dry. That's had to be left on top of the deck. It's quite big, and you have no sort of obvious way to tie it down subtly.
Oh yeah, I'm not looking to do
You
anything
just toss
subtle.
it over him, but you don't know if it'll stay there.
I'll do that. Literally, I'm just tuck a bit under him so it doesn't blow off or anything like that. But I'm not looking for a long-term fix here. I'm looking to now stand here with a cigarette, waiting for people to come back or all shit to break loose and for me to just fucking leg it on my boat.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You're taking it yourself, and as you sort of come back, lay a tarpaulin and sort of sit on top of it.
Yes, that's perfect.
Start smoking. That's when you start hearing the alarms. So Doc Grubbs will come back to you. So down, you've just finished, but your sort of amateur, well, not amateur, but your sort of impromptu dissection / butchery of this mutant animal and tossed it back to its brethren. When you start hearing sirens going off, what do you do? What are you doing?
Oh, we bought. We're at the bottom of this thing, aren't we? So can I just peer into the emergency shaft? Is that like a stairwell, or is it just a fucking hole?
Yeah. So you open the hatch. It's opposed to the rest. A lot of the doors. This one is very, I suppose, quote unquote, like nautical. It looks like one of those things you see on a submarine with like a hatch with like the wheel on it. So you open that up, and you take a peek inside, and yeah, it's basically a shaft leading what looks like all the way to the top. It's just like rungs of ladders with a couple spots, like a couple sections on the way up there. You can see other hatches join it, but it looks like very much just for escape purposes to keep
is there any ropes or
tight.
cables or anything?
Sorry?
Any ropes or cables?
No, it appears purely for people. Quite narrow.
Let's have a look at. So the other way, what was the other way? Just lifts and.
I said lifts and maintenance and
Just maintenance. All right, let's go to the lifts corridor.
Yeah. Looking at the size of this place, you seem to think that the majority of the footprint of this bottom section was the submersible dock and the fish tank. I know on the diagram it looked quite small, but I sort of condensed it by accident. But it is really quite large to give enough room between the submersibles and the sharks to give them enough room to move around.
All right,
so you head through there.
We've got some. We created bombs with timers, didn't we? That was the thing.
Yes, you had some grenades that
You're on a time delay.
rigged that would say about you thought about 10 minutes, somewhere in that ballpark.
All right, I'm gonna start packing. So I'll stick a grenade on the controls back in the room. Stick one on each. Can I call a lift and stick one on the lift?
Yeah. Okay. So as you come out of that door,
What I'm thinking is maybe I'll pull the doors of the lift open before it arrives,
yeah.
and then just like stick the grenade on the bottom of it or something, so it's on the bottom of the lift, and then send it back up.
Okay. So you've dropped. You've.
So I'll just call the lift, just push like the top floor, and then just drop the grenade in the lift, and then like, step out as the door closes.
Okay, so there's 2 lifts there. So you called one of the lifts and did that with that one. You dropped one of the grenades in the against the panel on next to the dock.
All right,
and then you.
I'm gonna grab Larry and start climbing the emergency shaft, and trying to see what else is through the other hatches.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you close that up. You head into the hatch, closing it behind you, and at the bottom you see on the other side of the hatch there's a big painted 4 on it. And
Does it
going
go
up.
down further or not, or is this the bottom?
No, this is the bottom.
Right.
So this is just a big painted 4 on it, and you start making your way up. As you make your way up, about sort of another sort of 20 meters up, there's it says 3 as a level on the back of one hatch, and you sort of think like these aren't necessarily discrete levels, but maybe sections.
Okay, can I see through the hatch?
No, it is just sort of heavy duty metal.
All right, I'll get Larry to arm up, and well, I guess we'll guns at the ready, swing the hatch open and see what's on the side.
Okay.
Fully prepared to shoot whatever we see.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So as you come through, are you just busting through? Or are you trying to be stealthy?
I imagine it's one of those with a little spinny wheel. So we'll spin the wheel till it's unlocked, and then just gently swing it open and see what's on the other side.
Okay. Just so I have a general idea. Can you roll me some stealth?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do the same for Larry.
Grubbs is actually getting slightly better at this.
Okay. Damn. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, pretty decent. Okay. Then. So you come out. You come out onto what looks like some sort of catwalk. So there is. Again, my little drawing. You come out onto here. And there appears to be a large catwalk lining. Actually, let me look at my head something for this. Huh. Yeah. So as you come into here, I'll redo this. A bit more space now. Yeah, so there's quite a wide sort of metallic catwalk going around here with stairways. So you guys have come out. Where are you? Just trying to. Oh yeah, you'd be coming out. Sort of this bit. This is where the little emergency hatch was. And there's a stairway just here. Leading down onto this sort of area, and there's lots of big tubes and lab equipment, and it's really quite startling. As you come into here, you see lab-coated sort of scientists and doctors that you can think of. They're looking around because of the sirens are going off in here, so they haven't seemed to notice your entry, and they seem to be looking around. Some of them sort of looking around, kind of doing the old like, is that a drill? Are we meant to be like leaving?
Right.
Or,
Rob's is going to turn to Larry and ask him kindly to convince them that they need to leave. This is a genuine emergency. They need to evacuate immediately. And he's also going to pop a smoke grenade and put a gas mask on and say they can't use the suggest there's a the problem is in the emergency hatch. They're going to have to use the lift or the stairwells. So Doc Grubbs is going to pop the grenade and put his gas mask on, and then get Larry to give the speech because Larry's better at that than he is.
Okay, yeah. Larry was dressed up as a guard, wasn't he, as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So Larry. Don't know if this.
Yeah. General message is, this is not a drill. You need to evacuate. The emergency shaft is not safe. Gas problem. You need to go the other way.
Yeah, I'll go persuasion. He's gonna get a plus. So get 2 to that. Okay. Let me just roll for these guys. Okay. Yeah, so most of them sort of look around, and Larry just shouts, gets everyone's attention. I don't think I'd be able to do it Larry justice, but essentially just goes, all right, listen up. Now, there's a fucking fire in the shaft, so you got everyone get out, but you can't be coming in here. You got to get out through the door. Take the stairs. Take the lift. And
it's fucking uncanny.
As like people are looking around, he just sort of goes like, "Fuck you, go then." And this is sort of when you can gas sort of coming out of the shaft where you got the grenade. Sort of lends credibility to the lie.
Bit of emphasis.
Sorry?
Bit of emphasis.
Yeah, and there's a couple of people around there, like some of them just drop what they're doing and just run. Scientists aren't known for their sort of gallantry.
You're a DJ now.
Like
you're
one
not a
or two
doctor.
guys who seem quite really sort of diehard, who appear to just sort of finish what they're doing, lock down their stations, and head out in a fairly brisk manner, looking back a little bit sort of sadly at what they were doing. Some of them were like in the middle of experimentation, as you can see. But whilst you're looking around, you do manage to see get a closer look at some of this stuff, and you see.
Are we dealing with humans and/or animals in giant test tubes?
Yes. So there's a couple. So basically, down here is lots of tubes of various things. It appears what they're mainly focusing on right now is bears. They appear to, and dogs of some description.
Dog grubs, your people need you.
There's like a banks of there's like a big long workstation here where it appears that they've got like smaller tanks with rats which appear to be in various states of progression. Roll me some more zoology.
Fucking pumping that zoology.
I was going to say you were getting worried that you weren't going to use it ever. Okay, yeah. So you managed to draw some parallels between the sort of mutant shark downstairs and these ones here. You see in the rats were the ones that seem the most advanced. They seem like they've had the most experimentation on and seem to be progressed enough. You sort of are able to put together that that's where they started experimenting, and now they've moved on to bigger mammals now. And you see some of these.
Incoming cyber bear.
Let's see. You can see one of them.
Oh, lovely.
I like it.
Not just yet, actually. You don't see that.
Reminds me of Hastings Beach.
You see one of the tanks has one of these guys in it.
Didn't we earlier find a quote-unquote dog, question mark?
Was that us?
That was D&D.
That was D&D.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
I remember. Oh, yeah, I remember. Dog? Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, never mind.
As you're coming down as well, you see that this is actually on 3 levels. So you've got the main cap up here, where it appears there's sort of overlook and some offices around the edge. There's the main floor here, and then underneath it's all like metal grating, and you're able to see lots of clear sort of almost like perspex, like thick perspex, like aquariums where you got like a foot thick glass. You see some of these animals matured and out in pens in there. And as you're taking your sort of touring around this, that's when you hear the first explosion. You don't hear it so much as feel it.
That was one of us, yeah. That was our bomb.
You think you might very well be.
I'm
You're not 100% sure. You just hear one of them go off.
All right, that's fine.
But they weren't synced up. And...
Well, this looks fucking horrifying. So, Doc Grubbs is gonna. We're not hanging about. In and out. Come down to these terminals. Any USB sticks, anything of that ilk that I can plug into a computer and download everything on.
Yeah, there are computers. Roll me a d6 on the thing. So there's 6. I'm going to say there's 6 terminals there.
Not beyond just putting the PCs apart and grabbing the hard drives.
Yeah, that's fine. You find, unfortunately, like I said, some of them stayed behind to actually lock down their equipment before they left, but one of them just seemed to have left his station logged in. Let's see, Dr. Perkins.
Classic Perkins.
He seemed to be in the middle of some sort of graphing sort of gestation rates of it says modified specimens.
Nice.
But yeah, you there? Can you roll me some just to see how quickly and succinctly you're able to do this?
Come on.
I mean, I was going to say, I don't think this is basic tech, but I don't think you have anything like in electronics or anything like that. Just a straight up tech roll. I mean, it'd be the same thing if you were rolling like electronics.
I'm actually pretty good at tech. I'll take that.
Yeah.
He says he rolls off a 3.
Yeah, you can't see. You don't see anything that's just labeled "Big Evil Plan." .pdf.
Right, it's all looking.
But you do just basically just start like grabbing every file you can see and shoving it onto a disk, like a chip. And
right. Is it happening fairly quickly, or is it taking time?
It's ticking down. The more you grab, the more time it will take.
All right, well that's happening. I'm just going to go to all the other computers, unplug them, and then just fucking cyberfist and grab their hard drives and rip them all out.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you have. So yeah, just putting in your inventory, you have 5 Project Alder lab hard drives.
And as soon as it's finished downloading, I'm just gonna make sure Larry's got his gas mask on, and then pop a lethal gas grenade and chuck another time grenade in front of the terminal for good measure, and then fucking hotfoot it out of there.
Okay. Yeah.
So, fatal gas grenades to kill off all the specimens, and then another one's just probably a time thermite grenade just to burn that shit down, and then hotfoot it up the tunnel.
Okay, so you're heading up the shaft. Where are you going next? Are you heading all the way up? You stopping anyone? So you're on like second basement, sector 3 now.
Sector 3, we'll go up to sector 2, I guess, and see what's there.
Okay. So whilst you're doing that, Trip and Shade, what are you guys doing? So yeah, the alarm has been pulled. You've successfully managed to evacuate everyone out of the warehouse for now, but you're fairly certain that that's not going to stay the case for very long.
Is there an obvious like computer terminal-y thing?
Not sat out front. There is one in the sort of little break room area there that's attached to the warehouse.
I'm gonna beeline for that because that's like my thing. I've been hearing everyone else is doing it.
Everyone's getting to hack the systems. Cool. So if this is the warehouse, it's just sort of this little bit. That's a little officey bit. That's the big doors. That's the little door to the officey bit. You managed to head in there. You've got a little computery there. Can you roll me some interface?
Yeah. Really tempted to throw my luck at it, but I don't normally need to.
You're quite good at interface.
Yeah.
A tip, remember your key objective.
What is the key objective?
$1.
Money. Oh, yeah, shit. Is there anything in here super valuable?
No, not physical money. Stealing money from the fucking company.
Well, that's clearly going to be fucking Shade's job to siphon it away, isn't it?
That's why I have points in accounting.
Yeah.
I can use online banking.
Well, it's going to be Mr. Smith, but then Trip didn't stay on the boat, so...
I'm gonna look to try and find like an accounting like area or like somewhere that has access to that kind of information.
Okay, so whilst he's doing that, so Shade, you successfully managed to get in. You managed to get through on sort of your second attempt with password 1, and that managed to get you in.
Just capital P.
Well, you see it was just written on like a little post-it note, like right next to the computer, so all the guys remembered. Yeah. I mean, side note, is it? Does everyone else's work do that? Does everyone else's work just have like all the passwords to things just written everywhere?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You would just have the same
Hospitals
password.
would be
for
better
everything.
for that sort of thing.
Just hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, I work in the financial industry. It's kind of a really big deal if somebody does something like that.
Yeah, literally
That is
every
true, we
single
can get struck off, yeah.
computer in the hospital has the login like details like just written on a sticky note on it.
I wonder how they got hacked.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's an aside. Yeah, so you managed to successfully get into this. This appears to have access mostly to just sort of utilities. Sort of, it comes up with manifests and shipping details, like inventory logs, crew rosters and rotas, things like that. You're able to get in successfully into sort of some of the technical workings of the facility, but you can see that some of the more sensitive and technical bits are sort of have some sort of firewalls or cyber sort of defenses.
It's just like a
harder
tower
to gain
defense
access
game.
to from this this particular terminal.
How long would it take me to just like sit and focus and just try and get through without having to like maybe, I don't know, if Trip could like stop people from killing me?
I'll say every.
Stop people killing you.
I'll say every. It'll basically amount to every 10 every 10 minutes that you're there, you can roll again. Basically.
Okay, I'm just
the way
gonna,
I'm sort of thinking of it.
because we're not that far away from
5
the boat,
minutes, I'll
in a
say
way.
actually. Yeah,
So
because you're quick. You're a cyber hacker. You're a net runner.
My name's in
I'll say
Leak
every
Speak, so
5 minutes that you're there,
great.
just pounding away at it, you'll get through.
yeah, I'm just
you'll
gonna
be
say
able
to
to roll
Trip,
again.
like, I'm in kind of. I just need time.
In the mainframe. Okay. After Trip, whilst he's doing that, pretty quickly within sort of a minute or two, you see a couple security Lazarus security folk sort of hurrying over, like sprinting over. Some of them appear to be holding what looks to be like almost like heavy-duty fire extinguishers. Some of them were like sort of like backpack sort of canister sort of setups. They sort of hurry over to you, seeing you're one of the security officers in the gas mask, and he goes like, one of the guys is like a troop of what looks to be like 5 guys so far, and one of them just breaks off, comes over to you, and goes like, "What's the situation?"
There's been a leak of liquid nitrogen. It's not safe to go in there. There's possibly other contaminants in the air at the moment.
Oh fuck. Shit, we might need to get a hazmat. Alright, you stay here, and he sort of points to you and like the other guys, just to hold it down for now. And he says, just, alright, don't let anyone in and out for right now. Just keep it keep it contained. Let me know if there's any more, if it worsens. But I'm gonna see if we got any guys from the hazmats. Bust out the old hazmat suits, and he sort of sprints off.
It's a good shout. And then I'm gonna go stand in front of this. Is there like a doorway to where, like?
Yeah. So there's the big. So initially, yeah, you were just sort of standing, just inside the big open doorway. But yeah, you walk out and then you just leave it open. But yeah, you're stood there with 4 other guys. They take the big backpack canisters off because they're fucking heavy by the looks of it, and they're just sort of idly.
What's in the canisters? Like, can I see?
You look at them and make a basic tech roll. Just see if you can sort of.
You're trying to work out if they explode, aren't you?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you look at them and it's there's little bits of like writing, almost like like emergency gear always has like plaques with like how to use them on it. It's kind of got that sort of stuff. It does appear to be was essentially like heavy duty fire extinguishers. It says like maximum like capacity, maximum total runtime at full blast being like 20 minutes. So you can see that these things are pretty hardcore. It's like various one of them's like a big foam one of them's like a CO2 by the looks of it. But yeah, they look pretty heavy duty, but they're just like big fire extinguishers basically. I suppose, yeah, you would think that it being a sea lab, they're quite nervous about uncontrolled fires and things like that.
I've got a gas mask on still. Did they have gas masks on?
Yeah, they do. They do have some stuff like on their belts, and as they're sort of setting up there with you, they see you've got one on, but they're staying a little bit further away, and keeping it off for right now. You don't know if they're like saving it or something, but they're just sort of waiting.
I'm looking at it. Is it an oxygen mask, or is it just something to filter out? Like is it just something to filter out smoke?
They do appear to be oxygen. There's small little canisters attached to them, which would be like independent, like breathing. You imagine, yeah, in a case of fire, that's what you would want.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, no, they've just sort of.
But they're not wearing them.
No, they've got them clipped to their belts, but they've stood a bit further away where there's no like obvious like gas and smoke billowing out of the warehouse. They're just sort of keeping enough distance from the door that there's plenty of ventilation, so they're not putting them on just yet. You get the feel. I mean, maybe they're just lazy and they're uncomfortable. You're not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of just sort of chilling, waiting for you. Shade, can you roll another?
Yeah. Getting better.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. You may. I would say because you did 2 successive good ones. What you managed to do now is you managed to isolate the bits, the various different systems that there are within the network. So you've got a better overview of the whole thing. So there's sort of the tech and the technical utilities bit. There's the R&D sort of side of it, and then there's sort of executive functions bits. And whilst you've been working, you managed to gain a bit more access to the technical utilities bit, and you have if you wish to, you'd be able to control some of the utilities and technical things on the lab, such as like cameras, alarms, doorways, hatches, that sort of thing.
Can I just open everything?
What all the hatches of everything?
Yeah, it'll be easy. Be
Okay.
easier for Grubs to get back upstairs, probably. And there'll be nothing bad chasing him, I hope.
Okay, yeah. So you you open just everything.
Yeah, because I think my main focus is meant to be getting money.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to like absentmindedly just go, oh, well, if I just open everything, I'm sure it'll be fine. And then not think about it anymore.
Okie dokie.
That works fine with
Okay,
me.
yeah, that's fine. Okay. Then you sort of settle in to wait a little bit longer. Another sort of 5. Oh, actually, while this is going on, Mr. Smith, what are you doing? Are you just sort of chilling?
I'm just,
You heard the sirens go off, but
maybe have another cigarette, you know?
okay, you're just sort of holding the fort.
Quick little self fumble while, just sitting on the corpse.
I can hear alarms. I'm sat on a corpse.
You're chilling.
rock
Okay.
hard.
All right. Coming
This
back
is
to
I'm happy being the side story.
no, not necessarily. Trip and Shade. As you start to, actually no. What you hear after not very long is you hear a very large explosion happen. It appears to happen within the main dome bubble here.
Yeah.
That's where it appears to have come from.
Okay.
As that happens, the guys, the 4 guys next to you, look at one another and just sort of start, oh fuck, and then
Probably go check that out.
Yeah, I say to them, like, you guys go check that out. Make sure no one comes in here. The hazmat guys are going to be on their way soon anyway.
they sort of look around and go like, they like clearly, but they appear to be getting calls over their radios about fires breaking out on the in the main sort of dome, and they just sort of go like, oh fuck it, fine, and then start running off.
Cool.
Towards the main dome.
Cool. Can I somehow close the door behind me and lock it so that only I can...
Oh, so you're inside.
Closing. No, I'm on the outside, but
Okay.
only I can open and close it, or Shade can open and close it.
Yeah, you can just sort of poke your head around and Shade closes it for you and locks it down.
Sweet.
Lovely. And where are you staying outside?
I'm going to stay outside still.
Okay, so the main big warehouse door is closed, but there's a little side door to the office where Shade is. That's still open. The door's closed, but it's open. Okay, Shade, roll me another interface whilst you're there. Oh, this has been going on.
Oh.
Still good. Like
It's only 21 though.
How much is that? That's still like a roll of. Yeah, I mean it's a roll of 5 for you. So you're rolling pretty well. I'm imagining this is you like because you're not in if you were like in the lab where Doc Grubbs is, this would be a lot easier to gain access to like technical data.
Yeah,
like,
I watched on like some little scrub PC that's only really got solitaire on it.
I mean,
It's like, please let me in.
I mean, part of it is cybersecurity. Part of it is just there's not a lot of like.
There's not a lot of call
between these
for
networks.
it.
Yeah, there is. Why would there be? But yeah, you managed to plug away a little bit more at it. Which so you've got fairly good control of like the utilities and security sort of network. Which one are you looking at then? Are you looking
Probably
into
the
RC or are you looking into like executive
controls.
Okay. So executive controls. So what you managed to do is you managed to get into that a little bit more, and you haven't sort of like cracked it open, but you managed to get into it enough that what your information you managed to get is progress reports between C-Lab sort of command and Lazarus. Are you looking at it, or are you just sort of like downloading and saving it for later?
Downloading and saving it for later. I'm trying to just get to the money.
Just get as much as you can. Okay. Yeah, you see most of it's like boring stuff, like updates, like correspondence and things like that. But there does appear to be stuff regarding accounts. And whilst they don't just have cyber money sat in their network. You do gain access to account information, like the raw account information as it would be, as in like where it comes from and like how much has been going in and out there.
I suppose that would probably be a good start, because it's probably easier to hack a bank than something that's about to explode.
Yeah, I mean, you look through. You've been looking through the network enough that you're able to see that. I mean, it's difficult to just download. You can't just download money. I mean, if you did, like similar, like if you were in the lab, it'd be gain access to the R&D data. You manage, like if you were in some of the head office in the command sort of section, or in the main dome, you imagine, like the overseer's sort of office and terminal and his logins, then you might be able to transfer money, but this is about as good as you can do for right now.
Yeah, and I imagine it's this base probably isn't connected to like the net anyway, because otherwise we could maybe just have hacked it from the shore.
Yeah, this is a closed network. This is very much like kept just like within the Project Order base.
Yeah, so I'm guessing I'm just going to get on the radio and ask if it's worth trying to get some of the R&D stuff to like the group.
I mean,
because we might be able to sell it
ahead of you there.
Way ahead of your friend.
Mm-hmm. Lovely. And as you sort of manage to get through a lot of that information, you don't really hear, you sort of feel a distant sort of like bump. It seems not like the first explosion. It seems a lot, not like distant, but almost like buried. Like it seems like underneath your feet. Like quite
is there
far
a
away.
sinking feeling?
Not that you've noticed yet. Not that you can see. Well, actually, you're in the office, so you can't see anything. Trip, are you doing anything here? While Shade is doing his thing.
So
you just been.
Yeah. No. So can I hear anything like going on? Like, can I tell that it's sinking at all?
Okay. Roll me awareness.
I'm going to put the last bits of my luck into this. Hey, not too bad.
Okay. You haven't noticed anything listing or tilting or sinking as of yet. You imagine because you've sort of put two and two together and realized Doc Grubbs sort of used some of those grenades that you jury-rigged up, and you probably know that those grenades aren't humongous, and so, I mean, they could do a lot of like structural damage if they were placed like really strategically, but you sort of guess that they wouldn't have done loads of structural damage necessarily, but they would have fucked a lot of like systems, possibly started some fires, which would probably be the more worrying thing. You do notice a lot of guys just running around. There's a lot more activity now. You're starting to see like, holy shit, there's a lot of people here. You especially see out of Dome 1, you see for like 20, 30 people sort of running out there. Guys from technical like utilities and security so running out there towards the main building. But yeah, so let's come back to Doc Grubbs and Larry.
Oh, sorry, before we do that, is it okay if I just quickly do something?
Yeah.
So I've got like actual explosive grenades. I also have an explosive toolkit. Am I able to somehow jury rig together a so like some kind of like remote detonator for a grenade? All it has to be is just something that will pull the pin like from a distance so they can go off.
Okay. Yeah. Roll
Like-
me some jury rig.
Yes.
You got a bit of time out here. Okay.
That's
Yeah, I
fine.
mean it's not too hard. Like you've yeah, so you've got plenty of materials because you head in. You're able to head inside and you sort of butcher some of the like lab equipment. Like it's just like technical, like it's like machines, like centrifuges and stuff like that. So you cannibalize some of those like wires and things like that, and you set up just a basic little, almost like a, not like a trip wire, but yeah, like a little wire trigger.
Excellent. Can I
And
do
that
that for 2
connects to
grenades?
your remote detonator that you have for your demolitions kit anyway. Sorry?
Can I do that for 2 different grenades?
Yeah.
They can both
Can you
have the
roll
same
me
trigger.
jury
It's
rig a
fine. I don't
second
mind.
time?
Pardon?
Roll me jury rig a second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, all good.
Cool. Now, where I'm standing, are there 2 entrances or just the one entrance?
So there's the 2 entrances.
The one behind
There's-
me, obviously.
Yeah, there's the big like door to the warehouse itself, and then there's the little door to the office. So the office itself, like, just like has another little door which goes into the warehouse proper. So you can get in and out of the warehouse quite happily.
Yeah. So what I want to do is put one of these grenades like by the door where people might come in if they're trying to come into where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the entrances, so that if something happens, then what I can do is detonate it. So if people come around that corner, like the hazmat guys come back. I know they're quite busy at the moment, but if they do, for example, then I can.
So you're putting it on the inside, are you?
Yeah. So like as the door opens,
On the door there, and so there's one on that door, this door, that door there. Where's the other one?
Is there another door that leads into it? I can't see.
There's this door here.
I suppose that one is going to be a little bit more difficult because of its.
I mean, Shay's already locked it. I mean, these are like.
Yeah, I think
It's,
this one's the only one that's open, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the only one.
Well,
that's
and
open.
this one, but that goes deeper.
Okay. And I'll keep the other one for the moment then. Just not set up, but just on me, just in case. So the other door entrance in is blocked, but no, actually no. I'll go over and do it by the main door. The main door. Just leave it on the ground.
We're just over there.
Just really conspicuously, it's fine.
Yeah, just sat in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you managed to do that. That's quite happy. Okay, yeah, perfect. So back to Duck Grubs and Larry. You successfully made it back into the shaft, and so you made it up to. Well, actually, as you're coming in, as you're getting back up to the shaft, as you're leaving, you hear sort of above the alarms, you hear just a lot of just sort of mechanical noises behind you. You look back and from over the catwalk, and you just see everything open. You see all the pens from the lower level. You see some of all the tanks from the secondary level just opening and things just slopping out.
I've already let off a fucking fatal
Yeah, you
gas
threw the thermite grenade in there,
and the fatal gas grenade to kill the things.
and the fatal gas grenade. So you've thrown that.
And then I'm gonna quick sharp close the fucking door behind us and just like, can I, using my power fist, just like keep spinning the wheel until it snaps off so they can't spin it open again?
Roll me a feat of strength. So that's strength feat in the body skills. I would say you're not able to quite snap it off, but you're fairly sure that you've done it pretty tight.
All right.
Actually, it was a fumble. No, you don't manage to do it. You do it reasonably tight, but you think someone who's decently strong would be able to open it, maybe, if they had take them a minute.
They need opposable thumbs. It'll be fine. All right, for good measure, I'm gonna. While I'm here, we're still quite deep, aren't we? Can I grab my 5 kilos of C4 and fucking strap that to the just clamp that on the wall, just above the doorway,
Okay. Yeah.
and set that ready to go with a wireless detonator, so I can pop that when I'm ready.
Yeah.
I figure with it this deep, probably pretty fuck things up.
Okay.
Reasoning is everything else will be propped up on this, so if we blow back a hole inside of this thing, everything else will start sinking.
Yeah. As you're doing that, you see from above you the next hatch opens, and you see people start sort of filing out. They don't look down at all. I mean, the first one, they're going up. The first guy looks down just to sort of see as you would heading up into a shop, but he just sees Larry underneath him in a guard's uniform, and just sort of, he's already in a rush, so he just heads straight up in the shaft. And there's a line of people coming up heading up as well. Because what it is basically there's like the continuous line of like ladder rungs, and there's at the doors there's these little like ledges where people can stand briefly. But yeah, there's just a continuous stream of people heading up. So yeah, as you head up, you can either shoulder past them or just head straight on up.
Can I drop a smoke grenade at the bottom of the shaft? No, it's the normal one, just so no one can see what's going on and they'll panic a bit more.
Yeah. So you do that, and
I'll subtly do that.
Okay, yeah, that starts.
I'll leave it on the ledge where I just come from, so it covers up the C4. But there's just lots of smoke coming in.
Yeah. Okay. This is what. Yeah. So people start freaking out now, whereas before it was fairly like calm and civilized, like people just being in a rush and like looking a bit worried and because of the fucking explosions that they heard. But now that they are really freaking out, like there's smoke billowing and so on. So yeah, and there's a lot more confusion. People can't see anything because it's a really enclosed space. Huh?
Is there like more than one ladder on the walls?
No, it's just the one.
Alright, I guess me and Larry are just gonna we're going up the ladder, then help and making it out the fucking way.
Okay, so you're just trying to blend in with them, kinda.
Well, I will just push past them.
I mean, you don't need to like. They can't see you. You just have to physically like push into them, and they're not gonna like stop you. So yeah, so you get in with the crowd.
Anyone who interferes, you can get a sharp tap to the door.
Yeah, and you make your way up. You make it to sea level, and you can see now that you made it towards the top. There's the bit, where it comes out onto sea level, where everyone's like churning out. And because it's given a space for the gas to vent out, it's cleared up a little bit just so you can see enough that it continues up a little bit. It seems to go. You're sort of guessing it's sort of this vague configuration, like it's inside the actual. Like it's sort of like there it goes up.
I'm still seeing. Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah, so it seems to go up the actual facility itself. So you've come out. So there's this little hatch here, just there at sea level, and that's where everyone's streaming out onto like the metal walkways around. But it does continue up. You don't know if a couple people have already come down this way. They may have gone other ways, but you can't see anyone up there right now. But there is another level they can go on to.
We'll go on to the next level, I think.
Okay. You continue on up. Once you get up to the top, so then it ends at. You had 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it just had 0 when it got to sea level.
Yeah.
And now it's just got a big. You got to the top and it just says H, and you open it up, and you come out on top. It's actually like a hatch above you rather than below. And it comes out on top, and there's a helipad. Well, a helipad. There's appears to be a gyrocopter. Similar in design from you remember from your Traumatine days. Similar in style to the Traumatine copters.
Now time to check my skills. I have no points in gyro. Alright, I guess all I'm going to do to that is fucking pepper it with bullets.
I think you do have someone with gyro.
Huh?
Didn't someone take that chip, that memory chip, that skill chip?
Let me check.
What chip did it?
How would I know if it's a chip skill?
Yeah, it'll say chip.
No, yeah, mine's gyro 3 and fixed wing 3.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, buddy.
So yeah, you fly. You know how to fly gyros.
Alright, I'm just going to go over to the gyro and just put my fucking fist through all the controls.
Cool.
What of the gyro? The helicopter?
Yeah. Roll an attack.
As he's doing this, can I somehow intervene?
I mean,
I'll say.
Surely he knows that I know how to fly this. Surely he knows this.
I'm gonna say, Grubbs. Did you tell anyone over the comms about like? Oh, cool, a gyrocopter.
I'm damaging a gyrocopter. No, I just fucking went and did it.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. No. You just punch straight through. Yeah. You just open the door.
It's just like, there's a gyrocopter. It's disabled for some reason.
I just don't
Yeah, you jump
understand
off,
the
jump
thought
off of the
process
doors
here
and
of
just
what
like
point
plant
is.
your fist through the fucking main controls,
Just
like
enough
fire
I'm confident
controls.
that nobody is escaping this disaster in that gyrocopter.
That would include
Could
us.
have been
now.
us.
We have a boat. I'm not trusting my life across a large swathe of ocean with the fucking amateur gyrocopter flying hands of Trip, notoriously fucking haphazard Trip.
So what
I'm not
he
really
means
sure Grubbs is actually Russian, you know.
is that Grubbs is actually,
away.
despite being a doctor, an idiot.
We have a perfectly good boat.
Yeah. Never mind. Not
Yeah,
gonna
but Mr. Smith killed the guy who knew how to drive it.
not gonna get into the argument
Figure it out.
because it's pointless. But
Yeah, but if you can't float,
if it's a trauma helicopter, probably has quite a lot of weapons on it.
no, it's not. It looks like one. If you can't fly, but if you can't drive a boat, you still float. If you can't fly a gyrocopter, you drown.
I feel like no one else is agreeing with you, Sam.
It's
Well,
fucking late now.
what's done is done.
All right, that's it. That's all I'm here to do. After that, I'm gonna go. Fucking. Doc Grubbs is gonna grab a. He's gonna grab a. I don't know. He's gonna blend in. Is there a
Slide back
hand?
down the shaft. Yeah, so you and Larry slide back down the shaft to sea
He's gonna
level.
grab refugees and fucking book it to the boat.
Okay.
As soon as he's out in the crowd, he's then gonna pop the detonator on the C4.
Okay, so as soon as you're onto sea level, you pop that.
Yeah, like once I'm outside in the crowd, so I'm not inside the main dome, I'm gonna pop that button. This shit.
Okay. So there's.
We're taking.
Yeah, it seemed like because before you didn't really see any notice of like fires or anything like that. It seemed like they might have been containing it. As you come out onto sea level, you come into a mass of people, just crowding around this sort of exterior sort of metal walkway rim around the main building. You're now able to see there are maybe 200, 300 people that you can see sort of really crammed in here.
Right,
It's really kind of hard to move.
Is it all quite tight?
It's quite tight, yes.
Alright, I'm gonna
There's people. You can
tell.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. I'm gonna tell Fisheye to grab himself a meat shield and then just throw a couple of frags in front of us to clear the way.
Okay.
I mean, realistically, they're all going to die anyway. It doesn't matter.
I was
how.
going to say, you see
grab
people
a person.
running off to various places towards the exterior bubbles. and you can see some people. They appear to be detaching what looks like life rafts, sort of inflatable ones. There appears to be these these sort of like almost like oil barrel sized things attached to the railing, which you weren't able to really tell what they were before. But you see some people like pull some tabs, and like a giant inflatable raft sort of comes out on them.
All right. As soon as Doc Grubbs catches on, he's gonna tell the rest of the team that they need to not let anyone on our fucking boat.
Okay.
Resist with all force, and then we're gonna. I mean, if the frags aren't necessary, that's fine. We're just gonna make our way to the boat.
You see people are running in all directions, so it's not like a static clump of people. So
That's fine.
people
We're
are
just fucking by our way.
dispersing. So I would say there's enough that you can run through it.
All right. Well, me and Larry are just gonna fucking book it to the boat.
Okay.
And as soon as we get there, we're gonna then turn around and stop anyone else getting on the boat with.
Okay. So we'll come back to that in a
Completely
sec.
unnecessary force.
Yeah, we'll come back to that in a sec. So,
Has my bomb gone off yet?
Mr. Smith, as shortly before that happens, you start seeing people like streaming past some of the like more antsy people. Like, I mean, probably not very antsy. They have heard multiple explosions. Making their way to some of the lifeboats, and there's even someone who looks like there's a group of what look to be researchers who look really freaked out that they see that you've got the only like ship moored up, and they try and they see you sort of lounging there. They're just like, we need to get on the ship. This place is going down. I can.
Right. Are there other ships or stuff like that?
No, yours is the only.
Mine is the only ship.
I mean, this isn't like a port, so this is
Right.
you guys just do. This is just the thing that delivers and then drives off.
Okay.
There's possibly some in other places, but you haven't seen.
Okay. I want to try and like give them a look of like, I know, mate, what the hell, but be like, this ship doesn't work. That's why we're docked here. The engine's busted. I'm waiting for an engineer. I want to leave as well.
Okay. Roll me some persuasion. Fast talk. Okay. Let's see. Do this for. So there's a group of 5 of these guys.
Oh no.
Oh. Okay. Most like 2 of them. Actually, like 3 of them just sort of like just go like, oh fuck, and then just rush off because like looking for something better. 2 of the guys, one of them he sort of goes, no, show me what the problem is. I'm sure I can fix it.
Oh shit. I've got a dude tied up below. Yeah, I'm also sat on a corpse and painfully aware.
If you show him the corpse, he might go away.
If only we had an alternative way to get off here.
So wait, everybody else has gone off to the gyro, haven't they?
No,
No one knows about it.
no one knows. Well, possibly someone might have before, but the people who might have used it aren't using it now. Well,
No, I mean, out of
aren't
our
really going to be
group.
able to use it. Either.
I'm the only one left at the ship. Everybody else has fucked off to this gyro.
No one was fucked off there because Sam
Dog gloves
hates
look
fun.
like-
That's why.
Okay,
Sam
Dog gloves
I
look like
suppose just out of
all the
curiosity,
controls.
are you guys coming back soon or?
Me and fucking Larry are currentently booking it to the boat.
Okay,
Yeah, coming
good.
towards the boat.
Me.
We might go
Jay
fix the
still
gyrocopter.
siphoning money.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
I don't
still...
know whether Ed can inform you as to whether we're close, whether you can see us, but we are running that general direction.
This is just before the explosion goes off. Your
okay.
C4 explosion,
Okay.
which is going to be a big one, and that's what triggers off the big panic. This is mostly just like people who are maybe not like overcautious, but maybe a bit quite anxious, and they're like trying to be the first to get to the lifeboats before there's a mad panic. The rest of the people are like still clustered around the main bubble, like still thinking like
Okay.
I'm sure
okay.
the security will
We'll
deal with
handle
it
it.
and will be able to return quite soon.
Yep.
I'm sure it's just a lab accident, and you hear a lot of people talking that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, Doc Grubbs and Larry haven't left just yet.
Given
to
I
get
have a
back to
dude
you.
tied up in the hull, or the boog of the ship, whatever the fuck it's
Yeah.
called. How feasible is it for me to direct them to somewhere else in the ship?
Okay, so
That's my thinking. Is just going to be like, dude, I'm not an engineer. It's someone over there. Oh.
so as you
But-
can see, I mean,
yeah.
this is a little bit more dilapidated than
Oh yeah, there we go.
the
Okay,
actual ship is,
that's
but
what I
it's a
was
little
looking
bit.
for.
It's just to give you an idea. So
So if a bloke is tied up in
the actual
front
control,
bit, or...
the actual control room is towards the back,
Yeah.
and that's where the actual the control room and where the pilot sits. It's got this actually is this little bit sort of sat in the middle on top. You've in this little hole, you've taken your prisoner into your impromptu sex dungeon.
Yeah.
Towards the bow.
Impromptu sex dungeon, but okay.
And you
Okay.
haven't hidden him, but he's in an empty cargo bit in there.
Yeah.
So there's anywhere else you can direct the guys into the control room to have a little go at that, or maybe head down into the bowels of the ship and try and find the engine room.
Okay, yeah, right. So what I kind of want to be is just very, I'm in as much of a shitty situation as they are. Like, look, there's something wrong down there. I don't know what it is. I'm not an engineer, but somebody's gone off to go and get a spare part, so I don't know if you're going to be able to fix it just with your fingers. You can sit and wait if you want, but I think you'll have better luck going somewhere else, because I don't know where the hell my engineer is.
Okay, these two guys clearly very panicked, one more so than the other.
Yeah.
And he just is, just point me in the direction. I'm sure I can work it out. I've got a PhD.
I've got a pretty huge dick as well, mate. Don't see how that's relevant
And he
here.
sort of tries to shove past you and just sort of get up the gangplank.
I'm going to point him towards the exact opposite end of the ship, to the...
Okay,
How's
but
it
you
called?
staying on the dock.
Yeah, I'm going to stay sat on this corpse.
Okay, yeah, okay, so those two guys rush
I'm
off.
going to run down over to that
to the
end,
ship.
go and have a look at things.
Uh-huh.
And I'm now currently thinking, fuck.
Trip and Shade, are you guys still... Oh no, you guys are just sort of staying there for right now.
Yeah,
okay,
we're still doing this.
I'll try and bring it back to everyone now. So you all hear a much more significant explosion that sort of rocks the entire facility. Like a good portion, like half people are thrown off their feet. Some of them clutching onto railings at the edges of the walkway. You even hear a couple splashes of people falling in. Doc Grubbs and Larry, you guys use the ensuing confusion to try and book it back towards the ship, and make it back there. Trip and Shade, what are you guys doing?
I
imagine
guess we're probably pretty much finished. I'm going to try and just quickly erase us from the CCTV.
Okay.
But along with just fucking random people. So that it's not clearly just us.
So roll me an interface with a +1.
Yeah.
Because that was your scrubbing program.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
+1. Ooh, and nearly +10.
You rolled this, mate.
Yeah. You are ghosts. Yeah, you successfully do that as much as you're able to tell. And do you guys then start booking it over there as well?
Yeah.
How
I mean,
far
we
away?
could just take a life raft and just get picked up by the boat on the way past.
So you guys are so the boat is here, just outside Bubble 2.
We're over here. by
You're
Bubble
over there at the mouth of Bubble 8, and there's a lot of people streaming in all directions, trying to get as far away from the main building. So it's not a humongous it's quite a long distance. I mean, it's about as far as you can be on the boat. It's like the complete opposite bubbles, but there's a lot of people coming back toward rushing in. You would be running against the stream, like the current of human.
I guess how far away is the nearest like life raft barrel thing?
You're able to see. You start seeing as you guys come out. You start seeing people triggering them on sort of the edges of the dock here. And yeah, there's a cluster of about 10 guys who pull one of the catches on the life raft, and it basically just balloons out. You know those long ones that are on airplanes?
Yeah, they just auto inflate.
Yeah, they just auto inflate. It's like that. They're just long, just sort of rectangular ones. They're not exactly meant. They're not meant to be steered or anything like that. They're just meant to get you away and cram as many people into it as possible. So yeah, you jumping on that?
I guess it would make, because we can get picked up by the boat and just murder everyone else that's on the life raft.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys hop into that. There's another 10 guys, and then as you're hopping in, another sort of 10 people, sort of men and women, sort of pile onto it as well. And by the time, and fairly soon, it sort of is filled. Sort of, I mean, it seems like its capacity is not comfortably, but is like about 25, 30 people. It's got some sort of tray, like attachment to the rail, which someone quickly sort of just pulls, and then it starts drifting off. It has a little sort of not like an outboard motor, but like a little attachment motor on the end towards the railing, which just gives it a little shove away from the facility. So as that's sort of puttering away, Doc Grubbs and Larry, you're sprinting back towards the ship. Mr. Smith, after the main explosion, this is when people really start freaking out, and they just start streaming up towards the ship, and they just see a ship, and they don't even ask you or ask any permission. They just start streaming up onto it. You try and stop them or anything? It's just a wave of humanity.
If there's like a wave of people streaming towards, does it just mostly look like civilian?
Yeah, there's you are able to see security guards. You have seen some of them trying to keep like some semblance of order to the whole thing.
Okay.
But they're not doing a very good job. They're trying to like direct people to lifeboats, but they're not too fussed that they see you. Like people streaming up onto the ship, and yeah, it seems mostly like kind of like civilian, like researchers in lab coats. You see technicians in overalls. You see like what appears to be probably more like executive level people in like suits and things like that.
My people. Okay. Okay.
Streaming out as well, and they're sort of making for the ship.
All right. Now, there's a large amount of people who are just like pouring towards the ship, and it's mostly civilian. I'm kind of thinking, do I stand up and pull out my gun? That's what I'm leaning towards, just to try and make people be orderly.
Mm-hmm.
But this may also get me shot by security.
Out of interest, are me and Larry in that crowd, like relatively near the front?
I'm saying this is sort of just as the explosion happened, people had just started streaming. You're sort of behind the initial wave of people.
Okay. Yeah, fuck it. I wanna, like, as everybody's kind of rushing towards the ship, I wanna stand up, not pull out the gun, but make sure the gun is like visible, in my chest holster or whatever the hell I have, and tell people to form an orderly line. Let's do this. We can't overburden the ship or we'll all drown.
Okay.
Try and assemble the mob into some semblance of nice, reasonable English queuing, so that Grubsy and Fisheye can just come and murder people.
Okay, so I'm imagining this is you're still being civilized about it, but I'm still there's This is gonna still be an intimidate roll. So can you roll
I'm definitely
intimidation?
leaning towards
Yeah.
that. So yeah, all right.
Reveal the body.
That's a backup. That's emergency.
Yeah, well, we need it.
So you do see. I'm gonna. Where is it? Okay. Initially, when you pull it out, people are a little bit like, "What the fuck?" But then, as more people are sort of like pushing from behind, who can't even see what's going on, the just sort of the general inertia of the mob is sort of pushing everyone onwards, and then eventually there's people like pushing through, just screaming to be let on, and then there's people, and then eventually people do start trying to shove past you. Some possibly not even aware that you have the gun.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try and like block their way?
I'm gonna.
This is looking like a hefty mob of like 100.
Yeah, this is a hefty mob of people, and I want to kind of try and push a couple of people back, and then if that's not working,
Listen to your inner Grubsy.
shoot my gun in the air.
Okay, roll. Okay, so you try pushing back, and it's ineffective. About sort of a group of people manage to sort of like several people manage to sort of barge past you. There's about I don't know, like 6 or 7 people manage to get onto the ship, and before you manage to pull your gun and shoot it into the air. Can you roll me another intimidate with a +2?
Yeah. Okay. Intimidate 2. Oh, it's alright. That's a 10 and then a 1 after it.
Okay, yeah.
Not a fun.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a definite pause when people sort of take notice of that and almost sort of like a bit dumbfounded, wondering what the fuck's going on. Why is this paper pusher pulling a gun on everyone and stopping everyone getting on the only ship out? This is sort of the point where Larry and Doc Grubbs have hit the back of this sort of mass of people trying to get onto the ship. There's about 100 or so people trying to get onto this now.
Alright, Doc Grubbs is going to quietly saying to his earpiece that Larry and Mr. Smith should prepare to close their eyes and then destroy a few flashbangs in the next crowd.
Okay.
I'll close my eyes.
All right.
Just like grab a hack, like 2 or 3 and just sort of frisbee them out over the crowd's heads.
Throw them liberally around. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you throw those get lobbed.
I mean, a point blank range will probably hurt a few people, but it also
it'll like definitely, but it'll probably the most it'll do is
shock them enough.
For some people, it'll like knock them over, give them a really good wind. I mean, if it's really pressed up against it, it'll probably like give some people some burns and stuff like that.
Alright, and as soon as that's gone off, then Larry and Grubbs are just going to fucking barge through everyone.
Okay.
Next to Mr. Smith, and then just pull like some much bigger guns and tell them all to kindly fuck off.
Okay, so as you do that, you hear. So basically, people have essentially some explosions for all intents and purposes, as much as people can tell, go off in the middle of this crowd, and some people are sort of knocked over, obviously, like pain and stunned. A lot of people just hit the deck, full, like absolutely, like dive to the floor, trying avoid some sort of attack, and then you take the opportunity to sort of barge past the majority of the crowd and get it up onto the gangplank. As you do this, you notice that because of this commotion and because of Mr. Smith sort of firing off his gun and then the flashbangs going off, you see about 2 or 3 security guards who were on this sort of way trying to direct people notice you. They see especially Doc Grubbs, who is the person.
The most
the only person
noticeable
not
man
in
in
a
any
disguise
room he's
and
in.
in like a 7-foot tall man with a mohawk and a bear pelt.
He was
Pretty
probably
hard.
still soaked because he was just swimming.
Yeah.
Slightly soggy, actually. But
It's very sucky.
Some of it from water, some of
Right.
it from shark
And
blood.
then they just
do we notice?
they look over you and just sort of appear to be pulling guns as you made it onto the gang.
All right, I'm gonna pop a couple of pop a smoke grenade so they can't see us to shoot at us.
Okay.
And then just wait on the gangplank and send Larry. Doc Grubbs. Wait, hang on. Who's more technical? Probably Doc Grubbs. All right, Larry and Mr. Smith are gonna stay here and stop anyone else getting on the boat. And
I'm gonna stand behind Larry.
And actually, no, we're all here. No, the other 2 are on the lifeboat, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yep, it's starting to sound like lifeboats are the new buses.
They are the fucking place to be.
All right,
I
so
mean,
yeah,
you've got to get off them somehow.
I'm gonna get Larry to stay there and shoot anybody who tries to come up gangplank. Tell Mr. Smith to go cut take his shiny hatchy dory sword thing.
Yep.
And just fucking slash any of the mooring ropes. And
Okay.
chuck the gangplank in the water, but no one else is getting on. And Doc Grubbs is gonna go try and drive the boat.
Okay.
Okay. I'll follow through as he said. Yeah.
We are leaving.
I'm gonna say so. Whilst you guys do this, can you guys roll me initiative?
I need a token for that.
I will. Shall oblige. Smith. Oh, you got it.
Why does that not work?
Damn it. Oh no, no trip. Sorry.
Not you, Trip.
I was worried for a second. I was like, I don't want to be in this fight. Why is Larry's token so much bigger than everyone else's?
I've no fucking clue.
I do know how to change it.
How?
If you go into,
I prefer.
you can change your default the character token size in the character sheet settings.
I should look at that. Yeah, so there is. So essentially, what you've got is a large. No.
Wait, what am I doing with the gangplank?
Because that's where you were initially so I'm taking this from the moment that the security, like, you'll get on there and the security guards have noticed you. You've got like a mass of like a group of people like there, and there's like knots of people like running past. What you have is some 3 security guards that noticed you. So there's one down here, one there, and one that was actually further down over there. But yeah, because of this commotion and who's drawn their attention, and they see someone who's clearly not a member of staff there.
But wait, isn't Larry dressed in his uniform still?
Larry is. Mr. Smith is in a suit. It's mainly Doc Grubbs who has drawn their attention, especially.
He is our biggest
they've
problem.
They've heard a gunshot and then several bangs from the flashbang.
There's a giant Russian
So they're
DJ.
taking that as an attack.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry, I'm taking. Well.
These guys suck.
I didn't do the second guy.
You rolled 3 times.
I can't see. Oh, I must have just accidentally done it.
You got a 10, 10, and a 5.
There we go. Oh yeah, these guys are. Guys are balls.
Yes.
There you go. Okay. So yeah, it does look like Doc Grubbs. You were up first.
No, Mr. Smith is.
Yeah, but I'm a coward.
You need to start cutting ropes.
Oh yeah, I
sorry.
do, don't I?
Give
Wait,
me
what?
your
Why am
job,
I down
boy.
the bottom again?
Sorry, my mistake.
Ah!
Ah, that's why my thing was scrolled down to the bottom of the thing. There we go.
Yes, right. Where do we have ropes?
Yes, so there's mooring at the front and back. So there's some here, like an attachment here and here.
Ah, yeah, okay, I see. Alright, well, first things first, it's well within my movement allowance, isn't it?
Yeah, this isn't
Yeah,
necessarily to scale. I'll say from this one to that one will be just one turn.
Okay, so yeah, I want to run over to this one and cut the rope or detach the rope. You know, if it's something where like there's a button I can push that detaches it, I'm gonna do that.
You're not able to see, and you don't have sufficient knowledge of like.
You're not wrong there. As a
but
result,
yeah, there's a
try
big rope that you can use.
I will try and slash it with my fancy sword using fencing.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna head off soon, guys. I hope you don't mind.
Okay, yeah, this one. Okay, this won't be too long.
Oh god.
You sort of you sort of glance it through. It is very thick, sort of like shipping rope, so it's hard to cut through. So you manage to just sort of make a nick in it, but you're not able to like get through. You can attack again if you want to at a -3.
Yeah, I will, because we just need to cut it. So.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How did you do? Oh yeah, because it's at -3. I was like, how the fuck did you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad roll. So sorry.
I'll just end my turn.
Yeah.
No, you can do it.
Oh. No, I can't. I'm shown I can't.
You literally had to roll anything but a 1 and you probably would have been fine.
Well.
Yeah. I mean, there was a 1% chance of you doing 2 fumbles in a row. That's quite impressive. Yeah, Doc Grubbs, what are you doing?
Alright. Well, first off, I'm going to shove Larry out of the way and get on the boat. I'm assuming you shove Larry onto the boat, not just leave him behind me. But I can't move his token.
Yeah, okay, so you've shoved him.
And then just heft the gangplank, twist it and so it drops between the boat and the ship, so it's no longer.
Okay, roll me strength feat. Just because it's like a high pressure situation, you're not able to like get yourself set and ready. It's just like you've just got to quickly like heft it out of the way.
Last of my luck.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's fairly hefty, but this one isn't for commercial goods. This is just like a passenger, but it's only like one person wide, so you're able to like just push it far enough away that it sort of like tumbles and falls into the water.
All right, and then I'm just going to make a dash for the back of the ship. I think. How far can I make it? I'll probably get to the control room.
Yeah, you're able to get back to the door to the control room.
I guess I could take a pot shot.
Yeah. Who?
That. Nah, fuck it. I'll just throw a flashbang at those two guys.
What, in between them?
Yeah, somewhere here.
Yeah. It would have the. I would say they're close enough that it'd be able to hit them both if you hit it.
What's the combat for that?
Yeah, skills, man.
I have thermite grenades, so that's probably it. That'll be
yeah, just go for that. I can't remember if we just went with melee because there's no set skill for grenades, even though they're
explosives is one.
But it's not in like how you use it.
Isn't it?
There's demolitions.
So isn't it a melee thing? Because you're something like that.
Yeah, that's what we went for in the end.
Yeah, that's what that is melee.
Yeah.
You can ignore the damage.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. Right. I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna head off because I'm not needed for this bit. So, whilst the fight's going on.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, no worries, mate.
Don't worry, I'll stay and listen.
Yeah, we're just going to resolve this fight, and then that'll be the end. So,
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
Yeah. Cool. Lovely. All right, see you later, mate. Yeah, so you throw that flashbang. So, do you have the rules for the flashbang in front of you? Let me have a look. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. I always have the one fucking night that I don't have this right in front of me.
All people within 5 meters of blast.
Flashbang. Yeah.
Stun
15
shock
meters.
save at -2.
Stun save at -2. Cool.
And a difficulty 20 ref test, or would have been blinded for 2 hours.
Okay, so they've got to do more than 20 at -2. So good luck for them. Let's find out firstly if they're stunned. So one guy. He is not stunned, unfortunately.
Did he do the -2?
Oh yeah, no, he is. Yeah, and there's no way he could have. Yeah, no, so they're both stunned. But let's see if either of them are blinded for 2 hours. What is it? 20 reflexes.
20 reflex.
He's blinded. He's blinded. Fuck. Wow.
Bangs are brutal.
Yeah, they're fucked. Yeah, I mean, okay, so as you threw it, it just drew their eye, and they stared into it like a fucking eclipse. And it went off, and it just fucking blinded them. So they're sort of, for all intents and purposes, out of commission. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna chat with Larry to get the other rope.
Okay, yeah. So Larry sprints down this way. He's not able to get the full length, but he's able to get there. I'm going to say what he's going to try and do. He's going to just try and shoot at it whilst he's there.
He might snap under pressure.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he's got some big guns. Let me. Fucking hell, he's got so many guns.
Yeah, Larry can't run very far, can he?
Yeah, he's not. But it's a long way. It's a fairly big ship. Like I say, none of this is to scale. Where's his run? Actually, he's got a decent run. He's got 18. So let's say, pull that. Dang.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck. Okay. Yeah. No. He. fucking dead eye. Fucking dead fish eye over here. Yeah. Fucking snaps that. He just like pulls up, like, and just draws down and just like fucking Billy the Kid and just shoots that straight out. So he's cut that out, and that'll be his turn. That guy's stunned. That guy's stunned. We come to the last guy over here. He is gonna move up a little bit. He's gonna get to sort of the edge of the crowd and have to start wading through, with people still like on the ground. So it's kind of like almost like difficult terrain. He is gonna try. He sees Larry definitely appears to be in cahoots with the other the suspected terrorist being Grubbs, and he's going to take a shot at Larry.
Suspected terrorist? That's not very nice.
That is going to miss, unfortunately, because he's at medium range for him. Actually, no, he's at close range. No, he's good. He does hit Larry, unfortunately. He hits Larry.
He rolls hard on the damage.
So Larry takes that in the left arm. Where's Larry's? Spoilers, I'm probably not going to kill Larry when he's not here.
Dude, you're not.
He does.
But
have
that's
a bit
why
of
I
armor
stayed.
in there. Yeah, why do you have to do such good damage? So that is.
It's
he's
fine.
also
Just
got
put him in
a
like
fair bit of
Mortal
armor,
4 and just leave it there.
He's also got his body type, which is -2, so it's a 6. Fuck, Larry.
I mean,
Larry.
you don't have to kill him. You can just leave him bleeding out for the start of the next session, so that he dies while Andy's here.
Larry has taken. Larry's taken a good shot to the sort of left shoulder as he's still in his cool, like, you know that pose like Han Solo always has in like the posters, where he's got like one hand out with like the blaster. He's kind of in that pose with his gun, and then as he's there, he gets shot like right in the left shoulder, and
Grubsy just
sort
goes,
of, like,
opportunity.
and he.
You don't need this arm anymore.
Still got the arm. But yeah, he survives the save, and he just sort of stumbles against the railing, but managed to keep his feet. Then it comes back to Mr. Smith. You can
I'm going to
keep
try and
chopping.
cut the rope.
Go for it.
You had one job.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Just spam that a couple times. I just want to make sure there's nothing wrong with this. Yeah, what's wrong with this?
Statistically...
Because this is... that's 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000, 1 in 100,000. Fuck off.
Why did you say
Okay.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god!
How the fuck even?
So you did just roll. Let me
4
get
in a row.
Those were legit. Like,
There's a
how?
5th. What the fuck?
Oh, man.
I'm starting to get
Unfortunately, yeah, I've got to
sense that
take
Mr.
those
Smith is
first
just
two.
flailing around.
And
Yeah,
the second one, if you wanted to take it as a -6, probably wouldn't do it.
No.
At a 7. Oh.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that's Phil.
Wait, I'm gonna try one with a -9. Yep, there we go. Job's a good one.
Okie doke. Dog Grub. So yeah, you've made it to the control center.
Alright,
Can
are
you
we
just break
finally...
us off with the power of the boat?
Is it safe to say that he managed to cut the rope eventually?
He hasn't yet, because on his turn, I'm taking it as those first two. I was just telling him to spam it just to make sure there wasn't anything wrong with the button.
Yeah, there's not. I'm just statistically
at this
very
point,
That's
unlucky.
1 in 100,000. That's impressive.
At this point, he could just like put the blade against it and just rub it, like use it like a sword. Let's say.
Put the blade against it and then just flails around. And hopes that it
But
cuts it.
unfortunately, no, he
Is he having
not
a
on
fit?
this turn. Unfortunately, I mean it is thick nautical like mooring
You
mooring.
could break it with the power of the boat.
Um,
No,
To be
okay.
fair, I reckon
It's
Larry
not
can
like
shoot
hitting,
it from where he
it's
is.
just like hitting it, and it's not like digging in. It's not biting. It's just
Yeah.
sort of like glancing off, and you're getting like chips and like
It's a
just
freaking,
loose
like,
sand.
That's
coming
why
out.
you sharpen your knives.
It's a freaking vibro blade.
It is, but
Has
unfortunately,
he just not turned it on?
No, I'm hitting it
Yeah.
sideways.
he's just hitting it sideways like really badly.
Just
is
caressing the rope.
You just basically need to get anything but a fumble, and it would cut. This is a very good sword. But yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, it's come back to Doc Grubb. So you've made it to the control room.
Alright. I mean, I'm hoping I can intuit the on button.
I mean, if you've ever seen like shipping, shipping ships, it's not just like a big wheel with a steering wheel.
I did watch someone else do it.
You did, and so for that, I'll make you roll. You can roll operate heavy machinery with a +2, say, because you weren't like taking notes as he did it, but you were around when he did it.
How's that?
It says my connection to the server's been
Oh,
interrupted.
yeah.
One second.
I got a 17.
I would say yes. Yeah, you managed to find the on button, and you just sort of
Okay.
metaphorically put your foot down.
Well, I imagine it's got to have one of those big pushy forward things, isn't it, for going forwards?
Yeah, you just Yeah.
Yes.
I push
Here
the
is the
big
big pushy forwardy thing.
Full steam
I push the
ahead.
big pushy forwardy thing, and then I steer. There's got to be some kind of wheel or something, or a tiller. I don't know, but
Yeah, there is a wheel.
I'd steer away from the fucking island, and hopefully the boat snaps pretty quick.
It turns out all the controls
so
are
the
reversed and you
front
just
end is-
sink the ship.
Is that end?
Yeah.
But yeah, it does take a minute to start warming up. So yeah, by that time, it has gotten to Larry. He manages to turn around at the guy who has shot him, and he is gonna firstly take some cover behind the railing a little bit, and then he's gonna shoot out at the dude. Bam.
Fuck.
God fucking damn, Larry. Calm down. Hits him in the torso, but that guy has some D's on us. That's gonna do.
11 damage to the chest does not sound healthy.
No, it's not. 1, 2, yeah, but he has his armor, which he's a little bit. He's in critical still. So he's gonna do a save. And he does very well on that save. So he takes it in the upper torso, but yeah, he doesn't go. He goes like down to a knee, but he's all right. And he's still trying to fight his way through the swathe of people. Larry's going to take another shot at -3. 3. And no, he doesn't manage to hit him, unfortunately. And that'll be his turn. Those two guys are stunned, sort of indefinitely, basically. I'm counting them basically out of the whole thing. And then it comes back to the other guy. He is going to try to sort of push through. Yeah, he makes about halfway through. He hasn't made it quite to the dock end. And he's going to try and fire at Larry. With a... no, he does not.
Good thing too.
Yeah, he's going to roll again.
Blow Larry's foot off.
Because Larry is being helped out by being behind some cover. So yeah, he does not manage to get back in. So he rolls up. Mr. Smith, please, for the love of God.
Cut
Okay,
the
I'm gonna do
fucking
it.
rope.
I've got it. No worries, guys. This is happening.
If you fumble twice, okay. I was going to say, if you fumble twice in a row again, you're just dropping your sword in the ocean.
Oh yeah, no, and I would accept that. I am surprised you haven't done it already.
Yeah, you cut through the thing. I'm not even making you roll. Actually, roll some damage. Yeah, roll like an attack with it.
I don't have it set up as a weapon.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah, it does a good deal of damage. What is it? 3d. Let me just double check. Just make sure you don't just roll abysmal. Yeah, you do fine on that. Yeah, you cut through it in one swift motion.
I'm going to sit down and say, why do I get the feeling that was statistically improbable?
Yeah.
I think a swift motion is maybe a stretch.
Yeah, a little bit strong.
So once you've done that, so yeah, Doc Grubbs, you're just sort of trying to drive the boat, and as it's starting to pull away now, that it comes back to Larry. Larry's going to try and he's going to head back towards the control room here with Doc Grubbs. So he is behind some cover, but he's also a bit further away. He's going to continue turning fire.
Can we tie this up?
Yeah, I'm just going to say if he...
Like,
Yeah.
I'd like to.
Larry's killed him.
All right, happy days.
Larry shot him or disabled him, I'm going to say, because you're already pulling away. There you go. Done it.
Is it safe to say we move away from the fucking thing?
Yeah, you start pulling away, and that's where we'll leave it.
Boyzos in their little lifeboat, and then
Yeah, don't forget about the
We'll
life
come on to that in a
bros.
sec. We'll come on to that in the start of the next session, because there might
Alright.
be some interactions there, and then you'll have to deal with your passengers.
You mean hostages?
Yeah, they got on the wrong fucking boat. there's no word of a lie. They will be better off on the sinking island than they would on that boat.
Oh yeah, this is not going to go well for them.
I mean, the only reason we don't need to kill them is because they're worth more to us when they're freshly dead.
Yeah, I'm just imagining turning up to like our backstreet body dealer, just like, where should we put the crates?
Yeah, the only problem is, if they have something that's faster than a large ship, like transport ship.
Or we scrap the gyro, and even if they do, we can shoot them.
What about those submarines?
This is a large PMC with access to all sorts of military stuff. And they do have radios.
They don't necessarily know that it was us.
As good as I am at racing CCTV, once it's done, anything that happens after that is still there.
They do know there appears to be some sort of terrorist attack, and then there was, at this very moment, they just know there appeared to be some hostile people trying to make some kind of getaway on a ship.